93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Severe weather could be on the way. Your radar is clear at 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis, going up to 86 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:02. An umbrella and your windshield wipers could come in handy today. Here's John Herrick.
Storms could be strong or possibly even severe both Wednesday afternoon and evening.
Pretty much the whole state will have at least a chance of the wind, and then the northern half of the state will have those best chances for some 1-inch hail.
Casey Fuson with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says heavy rain is not only possible on Wednesday, but for the rest of the week as well. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Someone ran a red light Tuesday night along Fall Creek Parkway and caused a crash that sent 2 Noblesville police officers to the hospital along with 2 other people. It happened around 9:45 near the state fairgrounds where the officers had been working security for a graduation. The driver hit 2 stopped cars, one of which pushed another car into the officer's patrol car. The driver was pulled from the wreck and taken away in bad shape. The mayor and city say the charges against one of their own are deeply concerning. Here's Chris Davis.
Carmel's infrastructure officer is suspended on unpaid administrative leave because of a domestic incident that happened May 23rd on Speyside Drive South in Noblesville. 44-year-old Jeremy Cashman was arrested when a woman told police Cashman yelled, cussed, and roughed her up, hitting her in the back several times. A juvenile also made complaints against Cashman. He's charged with domestic battery in the presence of a child and domestic battery on a person younger than 14. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow in Oklahoma City. The Pacers taking on the Thunder.
It's the greatest opportunity. It's also the greatest challenge. And so we got our work cut out for us.
Head coach Rick Carlisle, the Pacers and the Pacers team plane had to be rerouted through Oklahoma City. They went around to Dallas and then came back around to Oklahoma City, landed 3 hours late because of tornado warnings in the area. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. Traffic and weather together in 1 minute. It's 6:04.
The month of May is raced by at Miss M's Home and Garden and Sundown Gardens. JMV here. The June sales are on now. Shop the great high-quality products at both garden centers and save big this week. 20% off annuals and 30% off pottery at both locations. If you're shopping for poly patio furniture, visit Miss M's in Bargersville for 20% off their patio furniture. Miss M's on State Road 135 in Bargersville. That's Sundown Gardens at 186th and Spring Mill Road in Westfield. Tell them JMV sent you.
It's Kubota Orange Days. From America's #1 selling compact tractor to zero-turn mowers and versatile RTVs, get your perfect match delivered to your door. Now through June 30th, get 0 down, 0% APR for 84 months or up to $3,000 off select compact tractors. See the details at KubotaOrangeDays.com.
Stop by McAllister Machinery in Indianapolis to see the full line of Kubota or visit McAllisterKubota.com.
Good morning, Greenwood. Looking at northbound 65 for Johnston County. In fact, we look wide open right now, looking good from State Road 44 King Street in Franklin through Greenwood up to 465 on the south side. In fact, we are running at 13 minutes. No delays at the moment. Tack on an extra 4 minutes and you made it to the south split. Westbound 70 looking good. Speaking of northbound 65, that's a construction zone from 465 to the south split. A tricky one at that, and right now everybody moving the way we should. No delays there. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What's going on?
Hey, Tony, good morning on this Wednesday. Kind of a similar setup to yesterday. It's going to be warm, humid, a little hazy again as we go through the morning hours. Maybe a few clouds this afternoon. And can't rule out a few pop-up showers and thunderstorms late this afternoon. But I think a lot of your daytime hours will be dry. Today's high 85. We will increase the rain chances the later we get into the evening and overnight. We'll go scattered showers, maybe a gusty storm or two overnight as well. Low down to around 70. Thursday looks wet. We're going to have scattered showers and storms on and off through much of the day. A high of 80. Same thing Friday. Scattered showers and storms, a high of 77. We look okay for the weekend. Partly cloudy skies Saturday, 77. Sunday, partly cloudy. Rain should hold off until late Sunday night. A high near 80.
That's Marcus Bailey right there of Wish TV. We appreciate you, man. Thanks for the update. 68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:07. Joe Hogsett won't resign. Joe Hogsett also won't answer questions. I am convinced. By the way, I would love to hear Democrats in Indiana talk about the party loyalty that exists. What is that, the 25th floor, wherever they are over there? No one in his office has said, this is gross. You protected a guy who was clearly engaged in sexual impropriety. You clearly did the absolute minimum. You quasi-covered it up. No one quits. Not a single person in Joe Hogsett's office has any character at all. No, they don't feel compelled to say, I can't be around this. How many of them consider themselves feminists? Show of hands. Show of hands in Joe Hogsett's office. How many of you say that you're feminist to your friends and then showed up to work this morning? You know you're listening as you're heading in. Hey, Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. What's going on? How you doing, boo? Having a good day? Sorry, didn't mean to go dancing all over your conscience there, but I was curious as I woke up a little bit early this morning, couldn't get back to bed, and I said, I wonder if the people who work in Joe Hogsett's office ever ask themselves, my God, what am I doing for a paycheck? Just curious why I'm supporting a guy who clearly supported somebody involved in sexual impropriety, clearly wasn't around when the city was hit by riots, shows up publicly and looks like he's having a problem. I'm sorry, that video from him this summer goes a long way to making people ask questions of what's wrong with this guy. Is there ever a moment where you're like, maybe there's another job out there for me? But no, not you, because the party before anything, because Republicans bad, or some other nonsense. It's Indianapolis. You're going to vote for another Democrat. You really got to support this one? He's not going to resign. Because we have a second member of the City County Council. The first one was the commie Pinko. But I don't listen to anything from a guy who also, in my view, supports Hamas. So you can move that aside. He wears a keffiyeh, case rested. There you have Andy Nielsen, Democrat from the East Side, saying that the way Hogsett dealt with Thomas Carl Cook, his chief of staff, a low guy, a creepy guy. We said so for years, based on how he treated us. And all we wanted was an interview. That Hogsett demonstrated a profound lack of judgment and disregard for fundamental ethics. Mayor Joe Hogsett must resign. That's in the letter from Counselor Andy Nielsen. He's not going to resign. Of course he's not going to resign. The man has no shame. But his staff? No one on his staff, not one person has said, I can't be a part of this anymore? Gosh, you want to talk about party loyalty. You want to talk about taking one for the team. Thomas Carl Cook thought everyone should take one for the team, but taking one for the team. Good gosh. Well, enjoy your work day and best of luck trying to get to sleep tonight. And maybe we'll talk about it again tomorrow as you're driving into work, listening to this show, asking yourself why you do this job with Joe Hogsett. We'll talk again tomorrow. All right, boo. You have a good day and watch your back. All right. I know. It's funny because it's awful and true. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
This is Gary Dick. A major government grant pulled from a major Indiana project. At 6:32, brought to you by the proud members of the Indiana Laborers District Council and affiliated local unions who build Indiana. We are LIUNA.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Hi, this is Chris Cox, owner of Chimney Solutions, Indiana. We're celebrating our 10th year in business. Call this month to take advantage of 10% off all chimney sweeps and inspections. We're also celebrating the opening of our new fireplace showroom on 86th Street and Lafayette Road. Come and experience our exclusive lines of wood-burning and gas fireplaces.
Call 317-557-6979 or chimneyindy.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use? Now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-296-1251. 800-296-1251. That's 800-296-1251. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Bear, what's going on?
Yeah, if you're heading to Terre Haute this morning, westbound 70 does have about a mile and a half slowdown right now. Westbound 70 before State Road 39 in Hendricks County, so keep that in mind as you head out there. Northbound 465, good through the construction zone on the northeast side. That is clear path that's supposed to be done at the end of this year. Right now, cones are down, and a lot of... moving up to speed through the construction zone right now. Traffic sponsored by Allstate. Some people just know you could save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
It's going to be warm. We might see some rain. We're keeping our eyes on everything going on right now. 68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:16.
The Attorney General's office wants to put your money back in your pocket. Visit indianaunclaimed.gov and search for yourself, your loved ones, or your business. It's fast, easy, and free.
Inside Indiana Business Radio, the news you need to get ahead. Indiana's business news leader, weekdays at 6:32 a.m. and 5:56 p.m. on WIBC.
Eastern Bay, and it serves 100 ships.
Yeah, let me say this. It's very disappointing. Okay, I've come to consider Elon a good friend. He's obviously a very intelligent person, and he's done a lot of great work. With all due respect, my friend Elon is terribly wrong about the one big beautiful bill.
Elon has called it an abomination. And now we're seeing Republicans say, wait, what's in there? Wait, what is this? Oh, I didn't know this was in there. Well, this is the problem with legislation that you're told, pass it or you're excommunicated from the tribe. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning, good to be with you. Or these guys don't read anything and they just do what they're told. Yeah, it's probably more the latter in this case. But even Marjorie Taylor Greene is like, wait, this is doing what about AI? And you're like, wait, what does this have to do with AI? I'll explain it all coming up in a little bit. We spoke yesterday about this attack on Russian jets from Ukraine. This attack is nutty. That the Ukraine military, Ukrainians, were able to take Russian cargo containers that are utilized, we would think of it as interstate, but within Russia, right? So they're a certain type of container. People are used to them, and all right, this is what we use to ship all around. And they built basically like a fake top. And when these cargo containers got to their location, boop, top would pop, drone would come out, and it would then go after Russian military assets. They were able to destroy multiple Russian planes. They referred to it as Operation Spiderweb. The video is insane. And I put forth to you, there is simply no way at all Ukraine did this on their own. It's just impossible to me. Chuck DeVore of the Texas Public Policy Foundation, who was on the show, Tony Katz Today, the midday show, with me yesterday, said they're an advanced society, right? They've got the people. They can create this tech. I have a hard time with that personally. But what it has done, further exposing that the Russians are inept. The only thing they can do, as we have discussed, is throw bodies at a problem. And on that front, they can just outlast Ukraine. This is extremely embarrassing for Vladimir Putin. I assume some generals are about to die. And a huge loss. He had already moved his fighter jets and other air power away from Ukraine to try and keep them safe. Ukraine was able to get these drones working and going after Russian planes 3,000 miles away. And when I first heard it, I said it was impossible. Then I saw the photos. I'm like, this is insane. How is this not like Israeli pager technology level? It's unbelievable. Unreal. Well, this has made people say, my gosh, that's amazing. Look at what they did. Look what Ukraine did against Russia in the cargo containers. This is incredible. I wonder what China could do to us right now. Turned on a dime like that. And this is now a conversation in large parts of the defense world, those worried and concerned about U.S. security. The headline over at News Nation, Chinese-owned U.S. farmland raises concerns of foreign drone attacks. Anyone, right? So in this situation, we're not talking about a cargo container that has to be shipped somewhere. We're talking about we let the Chi-Coms buy land next to our facilities. And if anybody is insulted by Chi-Coms, I am channeling Rush on this one, and I apologize. Zero. Facts are facts. And I have been saying for a good long time, You cannot allow Chinese nationals to own property in the United States, not just next to farmland, not just next to an airbase, not just next to farmland, nowhere. Can't allow them to own businesses. No one connected to the Chinese Communist Party can own anything in the United States at all. As a matter of fact, I want to know why they're in the United States, which will bring us to a story that Kash Patel is discussing, the FBI director. 2 Chinese nationals who were charged on Tuesday with smuggling, quote, dangerous biological pathogens. I don't know why that was difficult for me. I know how to talk. Dangerous biological pathogens into the U.S. to study at the University of Michigan. Patel saying this case is a sobering reminder that the Chinese Communist Party continues to deploy operatives and researchers to infiltrate our institutions and target our food supply and act like a cripple our economy and endanger American lives. Smuggling a known agro-terrorism agent into the U.S. is not just a violation of law, it's a direct threat to national security. I commend the FBI Detroit Division and our partners at CBP for stopping this biological threat before it could do real damage. No more Chinese students. No, they can't be at your research facility. No one cares what you're working on. If you're utilizing Communist Chinese Party members, because they all are, the answer is no. And we don't care about your funding, University of Michigan. Go blue yourself. We're not interested in giving you any dollars whatsoever. You just don't matter. That's true of IU and Purdue and Ball State. I will have this conversation with President Meng Chang of Purdue today. No fear. We're not allowing Chinese nationals to work in research facilities. Find somebody else. That's it. If we don't understand that the world is at war with us, I don't know what we're doing. You think that this guy, this Egyptian national who tried to kill 12 Jews, or at least people who believe that, because I don't know if they were all Jews, that you should bring back hostages from Gaza that are kept by Hamas, a terrorist organization? A guy who supports Hamas, who planned for a year to attack Jews. Should we be looking at whether or not we allow Egyptian nationals into the country? And the answer is, of course. Of course. There are some people, there are some places, there are some philosophies, there are some ideologies, there are some cultures incompatible with what we do and want to hurt us. They're not interested in creating some trade or learning a skill. They're interested in our destruction. You cannot out-nice it. You cannot outthink it. You cannot be sweet about it. It just is. We've got smart people in the United States of all different stripes, including people who are Chinese, including people who are Hispanic, including people who are black, including people who are Christian and Muslim and Jewish, all sorts of people, gay and straight. Just because someone is X doesn't mean that they're Y. I am making the argument that you cannot allow a Chinese national into the country. It's over. The Constitution is not a suicide pact. Am I in favor of internment camps? God, no. Am I in favor of looking at my neighbor questioningly? God, no. Am I in favor of not allowing Chinese-born, Chinese-living researchers into our facilities to do research that could be used against us? Yes, I'm in favor of not allowing that. And I'm in favor of not allowing anybody connected with the Chinese Communist Party to own land in the United States. That's just the way it is. Just the way it is. Maybe if China was different, which would be kind of great. Mostly for the people of China, specifically the Uyghur Muslims. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, boo-boo?
All right, Tony. Westbound 70, a little bit slow from County Road 525 east to State Road 39 in Hendricks County. That delay has cooled off a little bit, so we're going in the right direction at least. Reminder that Capitol Avenue still shut down at 16th Street to 15th Street because of hospital construction. And that's going on until Monday, June 23rd. hospital is huge. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
The Indy Star claims fentanyl kills more people than shootings and car crashes in Marion County.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
Have you ever checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement? Guess what? This number could be a lot less or a lot more than the number on your statement. It's Hammer and Nigel, and you could discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy. We trust Bill, and you can too.
So if you have saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. 317-648-5120. This free analysis takes the guesswork out of filing for your benefits, and most importantly, it could help you get every penny that's rightfully yours. Free analysis. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm a proud owner of B Window.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
When you work with a local, employee-owned home improvement company like B Window, quality comes first because your home improvements are a reflection of our business. And for a limited time, we're extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to be.
Trust me. Nobody cares for you like family. Family Heating and Air.
Hi, this is Malia with Family Heating and Air, and as a mom myself, I know it's really important to keep the kiddos healthy. Air quality, humidity, those are super big issues on my concern list. If you share any of these concerns, give family a call, 317-577-8077.
Family Heating and Air is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Trust employee-owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to be.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Severe weather happening across the Midwest. Your radar is clear. 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. We're going up to 86 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 6:30.
It just changed. Winds, debris, everything. Trees start rocking. My house start rocking. Windows. I just went to the basement.
That woman lives in Independence, Missouri, where they got some pretty rough weather yesterday, including damaging winds and flooding. Across Indiana today and tonight.
Pretty much the whole state will have at least a chance of the wind, and then the northern half of the state will have those best chances for some 1-inch hail.
Forecaster Casey Fuson at the National Weather Service, Indianapolis. Not all Republicans in the GOP-controlled Senate are on board with the idea of adding trillions of dollars to the national debt.
They received a big supporter in Elon Musk who posted, "I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it." Musk also posted, "Congress is making America bankrupt," to which Senator Rand Paul, budget hawk, replied, "Some of us are trying to stop that."
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reporting. The utility company AES Indiana wants a rate increase. John Herrick explains why.
They made that request to help continue their efforts transitioning to wind, solar, and battery storage energies. If the request gets approved, there would be new increases coming in 2 phases. First, A 7.5% increase would take place in the second quarter of 2026. Then a 6% increase would happen in January of 2027. And that could amount up to about $21 more each month. The decision to raise the bills, though, is up to the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, and they're still reviewing everything. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
What's not increasing this morning are gas prices. They're holding steady at $3.06 a gallon across Indianapolis, says Gas Buddy. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com, traffic, weather, and sports. Together in 3 minutes. It's 6:32.
This is Inside Indiana Business Radio. I'm Gary Dick. The U.S. Department of Energy has canceled grants for 24 projects nationwide, including a $500 million award for a carbon capture and sequestration project at the Heidelberg Materials Cement Plant in Mitchell. Heidelberg opened the $600 million Lawrence County plant in June of 2023. The facility has the capacity to produce 2.4 million tons of cement annually. St. Joseph County officials say construction on the General Motors Samsung SDI electric vehicle battery plant at New Carlisle is moving ahead of schedule. Our partners at WSBT TV report structures are now being erected on the 656-acre site at the Indiana Enterprise Center. Economic Development Director Bill Shalio says the project is now really moving forward.
Between the GM site and the AWS site on either side, we're looking at probably 3,500 to 4,000 construction employees out on site. And there's a lot of other projects happening in the community. So just making sure we got enough workers to work on the projects.
A New York-based company with a biomanufacturing plant under construction in Richmond has changed its name in a move it says will better reflect the scope of the business. Liberation Labs is now Liberation Bioindustries. The company is preparing to begin operations early next year at its first fermentation plant in Richmond's Midwest Industrial Park. You're listening to Inside Indiana Business Radio.
We build Indiana. The Laborers International Union of North America are men and women building roads and bridges to get Hoosiers where they're going today and a new energy infrastructure that will keep Indiana competitive tomorrow. LIUNA's over 12,000 statewide members also grow local economies, earning good union wages, shopping where they live and work, and paying taxes. We build Indiana for good jobs and stronger communities. The Laborers International Union of North America. We are LIUNA.
Indiana's economy is on the move, and every region has a role to play. Join IBJ Media and Inside Indiana Business for the Innovate Indiana series, presented by Indiana University and Old National Bank. We're traveling to 10 regions across the state to spotlight business growth, workforce development, innovation, and Indiana's tech hubs. Don't miss this front row look at Indiana's future and the growth opportunities in your region. Find out when we'll be in your area at ibj.com/innovate. AES Indiana on Tuesday said it is seeking regulatory approval for a two-phase rate increase that would add about $21 per month to the typical household customer's electric bill by early 2027. Former Anderson University President John Pistol has joined Church, Hiddle, and Antrim as a senior advisor in the firm's higher education practice group. In a news release, the Noblesville law firm said the appointment marks a notable milestone in the firm's history. Pistol retired as Anderson's president at the end of the 2024-25 school year. This is Gary Dick for 93 WIBC.
All right, Gary, looking at the construction zone on the south side, it's northbound 65 from Raymond Street up to the south split, and we're slowing down because of the road work, these lane restrictions that are in place until the end of next year as they add a travel lane and polish up I-65 there around the south split to 465. Right now, again, slow beginning at Raymond. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear on the 5s at WIBC Traffic.
I don't know. We have 900 degrees out there. It's very warm, Matt Bear.
It's 43.
Steamy. It's not.
Oh.
It's not 43. Why would you say that?
That's what I have. I mean,
why would you even lie about something?
Because I'm not lying. I'm just saying it's.
Why are you so untruthful?
I do traffic, not weather, and that was the first thing I had here.
Oh.
I'm going to blame my partners.
You want to pigeonhole yourself? I don't see that's way to a future.
Wait. Now I have it.
Tara Hastings can do both. Why can't you?
Because she's amazing. 62 degrees.
It's not 62 degrees.
That's who.
You know what? I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. You do you. Focus on your thing. Do it well. You're a specialist.
7-0.
Right. It's 68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:36. We check on sports. Ryan Hedrick can do news and sports, Matt Barry. You see how that works? That's
He's
right.
fantastic.
Tony,
what's up, Ryan?
Good morning, Tony. We are 1 day away from the start of the NBA Finals.
I hope the world watching is enthusiastic about the way these two franchises play. They both play a style that is so pure from a basketball standpoint.
And that's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle talking Tuesday after practice as his team gets ready for the NBA Finals against the Oklahoma City Thunder.
They have great coaching, that's obvious. Mark Daigneault is a guy that's had so much respect for over the last 5 years. You know, not just because of what they did last year and this year, but just how he's developed that roster and how they've developed their organizational philosophy.
All right, start of game 1, 8:30 tomorrow. And the Indiana Fever finally get a win. They beat Washington 85-76. Sports brought to you by Ball State Athletics. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level on the go and at WIBC.com.
Says the governor. Well, that's... I did not know Mike Braun knew how to insult people in such a way. I mean, you might as well say, bless your heart. Good gosh. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Great to be with you. Live streaming on the YouTubes, on the Twitter box. You can find us there. Just follow 93 WIBC, both on YouTube and on Twitter. And you can be a part of the live stream yourself. Happy to have you here. Sprucing up, this is Governor Braun about his move in changing the IU Board of Trustees, because he did. He looked at the board and said, you, and you. Yeah, listen, this has been a lot of fun. You've been great. No. It's not me. It's you.
Bye, Felicia.
And gone. Replacing them. Telling people he part of a little press gaggle yesterday. The overwhelming response of individuals wanting to be part of IU's Board of Trustees drove him to swap people out, even though they had time left on their term, and even though he said he wouldn't do such a thing. Vivian Winston, Donna Spears, and Jill Maurer Burnett, yes, related to Mickey Maurer. We're talking about somebody who has their name on one of the buildings at IU. So the real story here is, what's the value? And that's the part that hasn't actually been answered yet. What's the value of these replacements? It's not that what happens with the IU Board of Trustees moves me or doesn't. I'm not an alumnus of IU. IU, I think, has a fair amount of its own issues, just like maybe any institution does. What exactly are you trying to get accomplished here? And what is it about somebody like, for example, Jill Burnett, who just got elected in 2024? What about her needed sprucing up? It's a non-answer. It's a Mike Braun answer. It is a non-answer. And how does Quinn Buckner stay for even longer? Doesn't this go against certain IU rules about how many terms you can serve on the Board of Trustees? I don't know anything about Quinn Buckner. I have no idea if he's good at his job or not. The question is, what did these other people do that was so bad? Because that's not answered. But if you utilize the term spruced up, Governor, that's messed up. That is a messed up thing to say. That is a don't bother me, kid, with your questions answer. And to his staff, guys, what? No. You decided to answer questions about it. You could have just moved on. You answered questions about it. This is the headline over at IBJ. Braun defends IU Board of Trustees moves, says university needs sprucing up. So wait, did the board need sprucing up? The board that the alumni voted for needed sprucing up? I don't know what to do with this now. You created a thing now. Now you got to answer for it. I'd like an answer from the governor's office. I know you guys are listening. Hey, what's up? What needed sprucing? What specifically about these three people needed sprucing? Again, I don't think I care that you did it. I just want to know what the sprucing up was. You've got people who literally just got elected. What needed sprucing up? Tell us. Producer Carl, make sure you ask that question today in your email to them. We'd like an answer. And not a Diego Morales answer, an actual answer. Perfect. Tony Katz, 93, WIBC. Good morning.
Another update is just minutes away.
Storms could be strong or possibly even severe.
Pretty much the whole state.
Heavy rain for the rest of the week.
Hear the news.
Crashed Fall Creek Parkway. 2 Noblesville police officers.
As events happen.
Carmel's infrastructure officer. Unpaid administrative leave. Domestic incident.
We'll happen to be there.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow in Oklahoma City.
The greatest opportunity. It's also the greatest challenge.
93 WIBC Mobile News.
When you golf in Missouri, the courses are so close, you'll spend more time on the fairway than the freeway. After the back nine, enjoy world-class dining and distilleries, shops, spas, museums, and more. Find your new golf MO at visitmo.com.
You've heard about Terry Bush at R&R Agency for a long time. How easy he is to work with and how he'll find you the best insurance coverage at the best rate. Now hear from one of his clients.
Hi, Terry. Just wanted to touch base with you and let you know I got your email yesterday, and just wanted to say thank you for all of your help. This has been one of the easiest things that I've done in transitioning to my new job. So of all the things that have been going on lately, you've made this quite easy. So I do appreciate all your help, and thank you again.
Terry has been helping people for over 35 years. If you're retiring early, self-employed, or need small group insurance, call 317-563-0868. That's 317-563-0868. Or go to rragency.org. rragency.org. As always, God bless America. Peace through strength and common sense government.
Recovery is a journey, and no one walks it alone. The Supporting Sobriety podcast helps friends and families understand addiction, offer support, and care for themselves along the way. Hosted by Matt Baer and Ryan Hedrick. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey, it's Matt Baer for Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth, let me tell you, man. The month of May has been wild. It's now over. A crazy time in Indiana. Now is the time to reset, tie up loose ends, right? It's the perfect time to check on your money, your financial portfolio, and my friends at Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors, can meet all of your investment needs and then some. Call today and get that full financial inspection from Trajan, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first appointment is free. Trajan wants to get to know you, then help you into a fully customized portfolio that's about your hopes and dreams. They'll help you maximize your investments for retirement. Or maybe you just want a second opinion. Have an old 401k that's just laying there doing nothing. Trajan can get that money working for you again. Call today to learn the different ways Trajan can help your money work for you. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
Traffic on the 5s. Matt Baer, what are you doing?
All right, Tony, south side, northbound 65 slows down from Thompson Road to 465, and then we really start to grind in that construction zone around South Keystone Avenue into the South Split. Yeah, it's already pretty dicey in that area, that construction zone on 65 from 465 up to the South Split. Please be careful in that. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned, trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
68 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 6:46.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now,
get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers going on now. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
A civil war in Magaville.
My God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure?
Stay calm!
You know, I have some people who really don't like it when I refer to it as Magaville. Trust me, I've got plenty of people who don't like a whole bunch of things. We're all going to be fine. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC, good morning. What is the Civil War? The Civil War is about one big, beautiful bill. And the fact that it doesn't cut spending. And the fact that somehow, amazingly, shockingly, after the House passed this thing, people are realizing there's stuff in this they may not like. One of those people is Marjorie Taylor Greene, who is infuriated. Full transparency, she writes, or she states, I did not know about this section that strips states of the right to make laws or regulate AI for 10 years. I didn't know about that either. She writes or states, I am adamantly opposed to this, and it is a violation of states' rights, and I would have voted no if I had known this was in there. You have Senator Mike Lee saying this bill is terrible. The numbers are nothing short of stunning because Elon Musk, in referring to it as a disgusting abomination. By the way, there are 9 million jokes you can make about this, all having to do with the people on The View, but yet it is not about any of them. Mike Lee, senator from Utah, discussing Elon Musk's post that this will increase the budget deficit to $2.5 trillion. Mike Lee stating Congress has hollowed out America's middle class through reckless deficit spending and the inflation it causes. The uniparty, now we're into uniparty conversations, propels this vicious cycle and must be stopped in its tracks. Senate Republicans can make a meaningful dent in the problem through a combination of, one, the big, beautiful bill for mandatory spending, the rescission packages for discretionary spending, and the appropriations process for other discretionary spending. We must commit now to doing so, and this is what voters justifiably expect and indeed deserve from the GOP Congress. What we said on this show, what I said is, number one, no, I would not be somebody who votes for this because I don't believe you're getting the spending cuts that you need. Number two, I broke down yesterday and Tony Katz today the difference between the philosophy of Senator Rand Paul, who's opposed to this, and Kevin Hassett, who's part of the White House economic advisors. And I like Kevin Hassett. I think Kevin Hassett is bright as can be, who makes the argument that if you get the tax cuts, you increase productivity and you can have a 3% GDP. And if you're getting these 3% growth numbers, the other stuff doesn't matter. It's all going to pay for itself. Why would you cut up your nose to spite your face? And you have Scott Bessent out there who's making very much that same argument. But that argument is based on if you get the growth. And I find myself leaning more towards, here's what the numbers do no matter what. Here's what the numbers say. You're saying here's what the numbers could say. And I want them to be right, but here's what the numbers say. And I want more spending cuts. A bill like this is not necessarily the place for spending cuts because you're utilizing a process called reconciliation. In order to utilize the same process for cuts, you utilize a system called rescission, RESCISSION. I think I spelled it wrong the other day, so I apologize for that. The question is whether or not, so these rescission bills can come through, they're spending cuts, you don't need the 60-vote threshold in the Senate, you only need 50 plus 1. Republicans could do this without a Democrat in sight. I think the question is, do you trust that Trump will do this? Trump is a believer in the tax cuts because, well, A, the very baseline that is who he is. And B, he promised this, and he doesn't want to have tax increases on his watch. No president does. The idea that he is in favor of reducing spending, he has never shown, ever. Although he has just yesterday come out to say, you know, DOGE has about $9.4 billion in cuts to foreign aid and media. We should get this done, please. Let's send this to Congress in a rescission package. So $9.4 billion. That's a start. I'm never going to say no to $9.4 billion. It's certainly not enough. Will the other ones come? Is this just a dangling carrot? I stated yesterday that I believe in the end, the Senate will vote for this thing because they want the tax cuts permanent, because that's what they're going to go back to constituents with, and that's going to be the help in the midterm. And the other stuff is too convoluted and complicated anyway. That was my position. I would be a no vote. What I think the Senate's going to do is vote yes. Did Elon Musk, through his statements, gum up the works? Musk putting out on X, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it. That's one heck of a statement right there. President Trump, according to Caroline Leavitt, the press secretary, is unmoved.
And something that just crossed, Caroline, how mad do you think President Trump is going to be when he finds out that Elon Musk said, I'm sorry, but I just can't stand it anymore. This massive, outrageous, pork-filled congressional spending bill is a disgusting abomination. Shame on those who voted for it. You know you did wrong. You know it.
Look, the president on this bill, it doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
That seems accurate. So is there a fight on? Do more rescission bills have to start coming now, which would be fantastic? Maybe. I think you got to show senators cuts. You might have to show some House members cuts. The question is, will they actually happen? And, well, I won't believe it until I see it. Man, do I want to see it. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matthew?
Tony, Southside slowing down beginning at Edgewood Avenue into the South Split because of construction. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. You get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, Pat Sullivan here. We're turning 71 this year at Sullivan Hardware and Garden. That's 71 years of helping our neighbors with plants, grills, patio furniture, and a whole lot of laughs along the way. To celebrate, we're having our Pop the Balloon sale. Pick your items, pop a balloon at checkout, save 10 to 71% off of the select categories, like plants. Buying a grill over $500, you'll get $71 in free grilling accessories, just a little something extra the Sullivan way. Patio furniture is 30% off, plus an additional 10% off. And this Saturday from 10 to 2 at our Keystone store, join us for the Remembering Rita Barbecue, a fundraiser for the Alzheimer's Association in memory of my mom, Rita. Great food, a great cause, and a great reason to stop by. Sullivan Hardware and Garden, 71st and Keystone, 49th and Penn, Cicero, and Allisonville Home and Garden by Sullivan in Fishers.
Citizens, since we each upgraded to Xfinity in our homes, the Wi-Fi has been booming. It's fair to say our town has officially become a boomtown.
Mayor, will I be able to drop into multiplayer gaming battles with low lag?
The lag won't be an issue, but your questionable skills may be.
And what if I have hundreds of devices on the Wi-Fi? Purely hypothetical.
Seems like a lot, but sure, hundreds of devices all booming together with the Xfinity Gateway. Yes, friends and neighbors, with Xfinity, the Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi isn't the only thing that's booming. Now get the most reliable Wi-Fi and our best-in-class equipment for one consistent price for 5 years guaranteed. All in. Plus, get unlimited data included and no annual contract. All with the 5-year price guarantee from Xfinity. Visit Xfinity.com, call 1-800-XFINITY, or visit a store today. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. New residential customers only. Select plans only. Xfinity Gateway with X-Fi Complete required for unlimited data except in certain areas. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024. Actual speeds vary.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinic's treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling. Owner James Swindle says competitors focused on revenue typically fail.
I've been doing this 31 years in Indianapolis, and I've worked for other companies, and one day we're how many customers did we take care of, and then the new owners come in, and it's how much revenue did we produce today. As soon as the talking point changes, the customers see the difference, they feel the difference, and they know the difference. We're not that. Our focus is always take care of the customer.
See the difference by going to PricePointComfort.com. Price Point Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, what threats could come with severe weather rolling in tonight? Why 2 police officers are waking up in the hospital. A special announcement from the Indiana State Fair about their concert lineup, and the Indiana Pacers getting ready for the NBA Finals after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1 Indianapolis. It is 7 o'clock.
The U.S. is doubling down. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News, on tariffs on some imports.
A 50% tax will be added to most steel and aluminum imported to the U.S. The president announced the spike last week while visiting U.S. Steel near Pittsburgh, calling the industry vital to national security and the supply chain.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The U.S. is giving countries trying to negotiate trade deals to avoid tariffs that are looming a deadline of today to give their best offers. President Trump posted on Truth Social overnight he likes China's leader, but he's extremely hard to make a deal with. Elon Musk has shaken up Washington again. The ex-leader of the Department of Government Efficiency is calling President Trump's big, beautiful budget bill a disgusting abomination and that Congress is making America bankrupt. House Speaker Mike Johnson says Musk's terribly wrong.
For him to come out and pan the whole bill is to me just very disappointing, very surprising.
The House-passed bill is facing some resistance from Senate Republicans who demand more spending cuts, warning the bill will balloon the U.S. debt. Days after the Boulder, Colorado attack that injured 12 people out demonstrating in support of the hostages Hamas keeps holding in Gaza. The wife and children of the suspect, Mohammed Solomon, face deportation.
The White House posting 6 one-way tickets for Mohammed's wife and 5 kids. Final boarding call coming soon. Now, Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem calls Mohammed Solomon a terrorist and says he will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We've learned Salomon's wife and children are in ICE custody and have had their visas revoked.
Fox's Matt Finn. There's a search in deep woods in Washington state where it's believed a father accused of murdering his 3 daughters may be hiding. The girls, age 5, 8, and 9, were found dead Monday.
We suffer as a community. It has hit many of us hard. Going on 20 years, I don't think I've had a situation that has really almost prompted tears to come up.
Chelan County Sheriff Mike Morrison. The manhunts also continue for 3 escaped prisoners in Arkansas and Louisiana. 2 are convicted murderers. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
The threats you could see from strong storms. You have a clear radar in downtown Indianapolis where it's 71 degrees. We're going up to 86. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 7:02.
I think it's probably more tonight and overnight that the storms get here into the Indianapolis area. Can't rule out a few strong to severe storms.
Forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service.
The majority of the day is going to be dry and warm like it was on Tuesday. We will begin to see ahead of a cold front. We'll see some scattered storms moving into the Wabash Valley, out by the state line by late afternoon into the early evening.
And Ryan says the main threat from today's storms is localized flooding. Somebody ran a red light Tuesday night along Fall Creek Parkway and caused a crash that sent 2 Noblesville police officers to the hospital along with 2 other people. It happened near the state fairgrounds around 9:45. The officers had been working security for a graduation. The driver hit 2 stop cars, one of which pushed into the officer's patrol car. The driver was pulled from the wreck and taken to the hospital in bad shape. Deputies are putting a Rush County man behind bars for saying that he tried to meet up with a young girl. Here's Jarrett Lewis.
According to the Randolph County Sheriff's Office, one of their deputies was messaging 63-year-old James Raber, posing as a 13-year-old girl named Steph. Raber had communicated with the account on Facebook Messenger, asking the fake girl about sexual activities and possibly meeting up after the girl said she was planning on running away from home. According to deputies, Raber had described himself as a very big, tall guy built like SpongeBob. The 2 sides then set up a meeting for last week at a village pantry in farmland. Raber was arrested when he arrived there, charged in Randolph County Court with attempted child molesting and child solicitation. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
South Bend leaders say they're working to reduce some violence after 2 straight years of shootings at large neighborhood gatherings. In 23, more than 130 shots were fired and 3 people were injured. 2 months later, another gathering saw about 100 shots fired off and 4 people hurt. The Indiana State Fair is announcing its 2025 free stage concert lineup this morning, featuring a mix of classic arts, theme nights, and a few surprises. 3 Dog Night will kick off the concerts on opening night, August 1st, making a return after weather cancellations in both 23 and 24. Other highlights include a Disney throwback DJ night on August 2nd and R&B singer Babyface performing on August 6th. The 2025 Indiana State Fair runs August 1st through August 17th. The NBA Finals starts tomorrow.
It's the greatest opportunity. It's also the greatest challenge. And so we got our work cut out for us.
And that's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle. The Pacers team plane had to be rerouted, headed to Oklahoma City yesterday because there were tornadoes in Norman. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:05. Traffic on the 5s. Good morning, Matt Bear.
What's happening, Ryan? Looking at the south side in this construction zone, this slowdown in pockets on northbound 65. It's Edgewood Avenue past Raymond Street, and those lane reductions in place until the end of next year as they add a travel lane to I-65 in that area. Coming into the north split, good morning, east side. Looking great westbound 75 minutes, 465 on the east side to the north split. Inbound 65, no problems from MLK to the north split as well. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage for a limited time. Go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
The Pacers have a gear grab, Matt Bear?
Gear grab, yes.
What's a gear grab?
4 to 7 p.m. today in front of Gamebridge Fieldhouse. You can take your car in front of the Fieldhouse, and they will give you a bag of gear. Like the Yes Sirs. A Yes Sirs t-shirt, as I understand.
Oh, really?
Is going to be in the gear grab bag, the bag of grab.
And they're not going to have Matt Bear there to help give out the gear and direct traffic?
I wasn't invited, man. I gotta worry about the construction zone to the north of that. That's why I'm telling people, watch out for Penn, like around Washington Street as you go down there, and maybe take Maryland instead.
Okay. Listen to me. I like that you're telling people what to do, and you should.
I'm not telling anybody what to do. I make recommendations.
Right. And my recommendation is the Pacers should immediately call you and have you down there to hand out stuff and direct traffic, because otherwise they're missing out on a huge opportunity.
I would love to do that, and I'm just excited for the Pacers and for all the Pacers fans. I think this is really cool. But just be careful. There is lots and lots of construction downtown. It's brutal.
Tara Hastings. Is it Tara Hastings? Do we have Tara Hastings?
No, it's me. Sorry to disappoint.
It's Marcus Bailey.
Hey, good
Wish
morning.
TV. You know what? It's not even worth it.
What
do you got?
I'm sorry. Hazy, warm, and humid today, Tony. I think a lot of the daytime hours are going to be dry. We might have a spotty storm by late this afternoon. Today's high around 85. Much better rain chances this evening, and more specifically overnight tonight. Some scattered showers, maybe a few gusty storms. It's going to be muggy overnight, a low down to 70. Thursday looks pretty wet. We're going to have on and off showers and thunderstorms through the day. Thursday's high 80. Same thing Friday, on and off rain chances, a high of 77. The weekend looks pretty good. Saturday, partly cloudy, comfortable 77. Sunday, partly cloudy, rain chances hold off until late in the evening. Sunday's high near 80.
Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Oh, I thought I lost you for a second.
No way.
So you were just done?
That's it.
Huh.
That's all I got.
Cool.
And then watch the construction zones on Penn, like Matt Bear said.
Right. I can't believe. So you're not going to be out there handing out gear, and Matt Bear's not going to be out there handing out gear?
That's almost like my bedtime, Tony. I get up at like 1 a.m. That's way too late for me.
Okay. All right. I don't know what to tell you, except I feel for you.
If Matt Bear gets invited, though, if he can grab me a grab bag, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, he'll get right on that. Getting you a grab bag. I didn't know this was happening. So this is 4 to 7, right in front of the field house. There's a crap load of construction. Matt Bear's going to help you with that, and you can just get free gear, which is pretty cool. And the weather's going to be possibly rainy or just hot and steamy.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, like there might be a little stray thunderstorm, but just mainly warm and humid.
Thank you.
You got it.
All right, there he goes. It's Marcus Bailey. Oddly enough, it's more like awkward with Marcus than it is with Tara. I don't even know how that happened. I'm not sure. 69 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:09. He's such a nice guy, too. He's a decent dude. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I wanted to... Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's it. Oh, I forgot. Sorry. Who's going to be on the stage? So this was embargoed because I heard Ryan talking about it, so I feel that I can say something now. This was embargoed until this morning, right? All right. So this is the State Fair. The free stage concerts. First, Three Dog Night, which they were canceled in 2023 and 2024 due to weather. That's happening on August 1st. Then August 2nd is the Disney Throwback DJ Night. I don't know what that means. Someone's got to tell me. You've got Babyface on August 6th. You have Melissa Etheridge on August 15th. Well, that's cool. On August 8th, Friday, August 8th, this is on the free stage at the State Fair. Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers. That Bill Murray. That Bill Murray will be on stage Friday, August 8th. That's fun. That is fun. So that is the announcement. As for how you get your tickets and everything else, I would stay tuned to WIBC and WIBC.com because we may know things. We may know things that others don't, and we may be more helpful than others can be. The popcorn moment coming up, and Caroline Levitt to the BBC is one for the ages. I got to admit, yesterday's White House press briefing is the best Caroline Levitt, the press secretary, has ever done. Ever. It was excellent, and I will explain. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Have you ever checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement? Guess what? This number could be a lot less or a lot more than the number on your statement. It's Hammer and Nigel, and you could discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy. We trust Bill, and you can too.
So if you have saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. 317-648-5120. This free analysis takes the guesswork out of filing for your benefits, and most importantly, it could help you get every penny that's rightfully yours. Free analysis. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
Guy Relford here. Time again for the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show this coming weekend at the State Fairgrounds, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. There's never been a more important time to exercise our rights as true Americans. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See the best in sporting, hunting, and personal protection gear, plus great displays of Americana. Come see us this weekend at the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show, Friday 2 to 7, Saturday 9 to 6, and Sunday 9 to 4. It's the Indy 1500 Gun and Knife Show. See you there.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
You probably have a dream retirement in mind, but do you know how to get there? The difference between dreaming and living your ideal retirement comes down to having the right plan. And that's where Howard Bailey Financial can help. At Howard Bailey Financial, we've created a free retirement toolkit to help you bridge the gap between where you are now and where you want to be. Text DREAM to 888-262-1104 to download your free retirement toolkit that includes a retirement checklist, Social Security decisions guide, estate planning guide, and more. We want your dream retirement to be your reality. And it starts by texting DREAM to 888-262-1104. Let us help you take the next step toward the retirement of your dreams. Howard Bailey Securities, LLC is an independent financial services firm and uses a variety of different investment strategies. Please see disclosures at howardbailey.com.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
South side, northbound 65 slows from Edgewood Avenue up to South Split. That is pockets of slow here at the moment as people navigate this construction zone. Heaviest around Raymond Street right now. East side, northbound 465 slow before Penn Pike. Inbound 69 slows 106th Street, 282nd. Traffic sponsored by Rapid Radios. Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies offering national LTE coverage. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com now for 60% off and free UPS shipping. Add code radio and get an extra 5% off. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
69 degrees. Wait, do I have that right? I do. 69 degrees. Nice. In the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:16. Gearing up for the popcorn moment, brought to you by Booher Remodeling, BOOHER. BooherRemodeling.com, your kitchen your bath, your basement, actually making a place where you can eat some popcorn, maybe watch a movie, build your own home theater. Why not? Why can't you do this? Whoa. What makes you think you can't do this? With Boer, you can. If it's inside your four walls, Boer Remodeling is the call. They can make it look amazing. They can make it work amazing because your idea of a home theater is maybe different than somebody else's. How you want it to lay out, how you want that sound to go, where you want the spacing, other needs you have for your basement. Right now, your basement might just be a place where you dump things you don't necessarily use every day or might not want to look at and you haven't figured out what you're going to do with it. How about making your basement a part of your home, engaging that square footage to actually provide you value, not only when you sell the house, but every day you live and enjoy your home. Boer can do exactly that. And their 5-step design process from start to finish, this is the difference. From that first consultation to that final bit of construction, you know what's going on every step of the way. So there's no stress. I mean, it's just so easy to work with Boer Remodeling. I've done it. They did an incredible job for me. They can do an incredible job for you as well. And you can have that basement you never even thought you could have. It's really possible. Or that new kitchen with more countertop space and more cabinet space, or that new master bath that has that spa-like feel. Boer Remodeling. Talk to them today. 317-852-5546. 317-852-5546. Boer Remodeling. 852-5546 or online at Boer. Booher. BoerRemodeling.com. The popcorn moment. Let's go. It's a story you need to hear to believe, then grab your popcorn because there is more. There was a briefing yesterday from Caroline Leavitt, White House press secretary. And I'm not bothered by Caroline Leavitt. Rather, I think that her approach is way too rough. Way too, like unnecessarily rough. It's too aggressive. It's too in your face. And I have not been a fan of it. I have not been a fan of the actual presentation. But yesterday's press conference, a press briefing was so good. She was so remarkable. I remarked on it. It was the best I have ever heard her. And this is the template for how you do these things. The popcorn moment, I already said that. We already played the thing. Here it is. There are two parts to this. First was this conversation about the Washington Post that put out this ridiculous headline. Fentanyl crossing the border has decreased. It's a mystery. The mysterious reason why fentanyl has dropped. That's the headline. The mysterious drop in fentanyl seizures on the U.S.-Mexico border. The Washington Post actually said that. Everybody knows we have better border policies. No. We have enforced border policies via President Trump. Caroline Leavitt taking everybody to task on this.
The Washington Post just ran one of the most ridiculous headlines ever, even by their standards. And on my very first briefing several months ago, I said I would hold anyone accountable in this room. The Washington Post actually had this headline, "The Mysterious Drop in Fentanyl Seizures on the U.S.-Mexico Border." How is this mysterious? There is no mystery about why there is a decrease in fentanyl coming into the United States. This administration's strong border policies are the reason there has been a decrease in fentanyl trafficking. His strengthened relationship with Mexican President Sheinbaum and all of the measures he has been taking to deter illegal human and drug trafficking at our United States southern border is the reason for plummeting fentanyl seizures at the U.S. border. There is nothing mysterious about that, and we'd like to see the Washington Post update their headline accordingly. This is clearly trying to intentionally manipulate the minds of Americans, and I think the American people understand why there's been a fentanyl drop. In our office responded to this inquiry. We provided a whole host of the reasons that fentanyl seizures at the southern border have dropped, and the Washington Post refused to run them, and that's despicable.
It is despicable, and to hell with the Washington Post. Allow me to follow up on that. The Washington Post ran the headline At least 31 people were killed Sunday morning in southern Gaza, according to the Strip's health ministry, when Israeli troops opened fire on crowds making their way to collect aid. That never happened. But Hamas put that out, and their terrorist sympathizers in the American media, sorry, if you're in the American media and you're offended, you're the problem. The Washington Post ran that along with a host of others, ran this headline. It never happened. No part of it is true. So finally, the Washington Post wrote, correction, we've deleted the post below because it and early versions of the article didn't meet post-fairness standards. I gave the translation. We were trying to push Hamas propaganda the best we can, but those damn facts kept getting in the way. That's what happened. They couldn't outrun the facts. They couldn't just leave it there as propaganda. Pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, pro-terrorist, anti-humanity. That's what the Washington Post did. Jeff Bezos, that's what you did. And calling this stuff out is extremely important. Speaking of this Hamas propaganda, back to Caroline Levitt talking about the BBC.
Some in the media, we don't take the word of Hamas with total truth. We like to look into it when they speak, unlike the BBC, who had multiple headlines. They wrote, Israeli tank kills 26, Israeli tank kills 21, Israeli gunfire kills 31, Red Cross says 21 people were killed in an aid incident, and then, oh wait, they had to correct and take down their entire story, saying we reviewed the footage and couldn't find any evidence of anything. Oh, okay, so we're going to look into reports before we confirm them from this podium or before we take action, and I suggest that journalists who actually care about truth do the same.
They don't care about truth, and of course, Caroline Levitt understands that. It was beautifully done by Levitt. It was her best work. She kept herself in check. She kept what I think is a level of emotion in check, and I don't say that in a disparaging way. When you're trying to be emphatic, there's a way to present. And absolutely, we have to be clear that men present different than women. And if you want to argue that the burden on women is higher, I'll say to you, probably, but there's nothing I could do about that regarding the human ear. So you have to be able to bring that in. This was perfect. Pitch in terms of actual tone of voice, pitch in terms of actual conversation, pitch in terms of discussion points and direction. It was glorious. If you were a part of the show, Tony Katz Today yesterday, you heard me. I was watching in real time. We were sharing it in real time. Incredible stuff. Really, really happy for her. If she should go back and watch it and be like, this is the tone. This is the presentation style. This works. As for the media, I know that there are some here in Indianapolis who get very upset when you refer to mainstream media as the enemy of the people. These things that have been discussed, you lie all the time. You engage in this fraudulent behavior all the time. When President Trump got shot and the Indy Star wouldn't say that, loud noise startles the president, I said, these people are monsters. And I had some former Star people screaming at me, these headlines don't come from us, and they come from others. How ridiculous of you. Oh, they were mad at me, and I was infuriated with them. And one of them blocked me. And to her, let me say, I was right. Now, you made a point that the headline might come from Gannett and not from you at the Indy Star, right? And you may not have control over that. That's a solid point. My point about flat out lying about what happened to make it look like the president was the problem, or the candidate at that time, Donald Trump, he was the issue. He's this, he's that, as opposed to what happened. That is monstrous behavior. I don't apologize for that. You should apologize to me. Because defending an entirety of a press corps that engages in Hamas propaganda to this day, that engages in the Trump derangement syndrome, as it is affectionately called, to this day, my gosh, don't ask me to respect what cannot be respected. But you can get me to say, Why don't you, mainstream media, more respect yourselves? Starting in Indianapolis. I think I'll leave it there. Matt Bear's got traffic. What's up, Matt?
Northbound 65 south side, pockets of slow, Edgewood Avenue up to the south split because of construction. Northwest side, northbound 465 slow, 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hammer and Nigel show back at it this afternoon. Nobody has more fun than we do. We'll have the biggest stories of the day, and Tony Kennett calls in 93 WIBC.
At Hendricks, our cancer care
is in the details.
When you are with us, and you have our time and you have our energy.
We have a wonderful team of highly trained oncologists, physical therapists, speech pathologists, dietitians.
Always making sure that the patient is the center of the care. We have excellent nurse navigation that are skilled at identifying barriers to treatment,
as well as expertise from Mayo Clinic.
It is more personal care than just a number.
Visit hendricks.org/cancer.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
911, what's your emergency?
In an emergency, voice is best. But what if you can't call?
Escalated domestic disturbance reported east of downtown. Be advised, alert was received by a 911 emergency text. Caller is hiding in a closet and can't use her voice.
When the situation is too dangerous to make a call, text to 911. Capability Now helps Hoosiers. But in most emergencies, voice is still best.
My sister's not breathing. Please hurry.
In the last 5 years, Hoosiers have used text capability in over 1 million 911 sessions. It's of great help to the deaf and speech impaired and to those in select dangerous situations. Thanks to the statewide 911 board, Indiana leads the nation with all 92 counties having in- and outbound text capability. For more, visit in911.net.
It's good to hear your voice. Help is on the way.
911. Before you text, voice is best.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
Hammer and Nigel here for Window Nation. Summer's here. So are the rising temperatures. Before you know it, you're going to be wondering what else you can do to keep cool during these hot days of summer. Beat the heat and keep the AC in your home with Window Nation's energy-efficient vinyl windows. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free during their big, awesome semi-annual sale, and a free entry door when you purchase a house of windows. Plus, no money down, no interest, no monthly payments until 2027. Get this deal, lock it in right now, but you have to say Hammer and Nigel sent you. You don't get the deal unless you say Hammer and Nigel sent you. The big semi-annual sale from Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 windows for free, a free entry door when you purchase a house of windows. You don't pay anything until 2027. Schedule that free estimate right now at 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Technology Recyclers is the safe and ethical choice for your computer and electronics recycling. R2 certified, 100% landfill free, guaranteed destruction of data, and absolutely free pickups. Visit tech-recyclers.com.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Two world leaders say they'll meet soon. You have a clear radar. It's 69 degrees on Monument Circle. We're going up to 86 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick for Window Nation. Here's what's trending at 7:31. President Trump says he will meet with the leader of the Chinese Communist Party soon.
Trump posting, I like President Xi of China, always have and always will, but he is very tough and extremely hard to make a deal with. And as first promised at a rally in Pennsylvania late last week, President Trump has signed an order raising tariffs on steel and aluminum by 25%. And automakers are sounding the alarm that restrictions by China on exports of rare earth minerals could cause production delays in the future.
That's Fox's Lucas Tomlinson reporting. Federal agents say they have detained and arrested the family of the suspect in Sunday's anti-Semitic attack in Boulder, Colorado. The Department of Homeland Security say they're looking into the wife and the 3 children of the man who used a flamethrower to attack at least 12 people during a protest. An umbrella and your windshield wipers might come in handy today. John Herrick explains.
Storms could be strong or possibly even severe both Wednesday afternoon and evening.
Pretty much the whole state will have at least a chance of the wind, and then the northern half of the state will have those best chances for some 1-inch hail.
Casey Fuson with the National Weather Service in Indianapolis says heavy rain is not only possible on Wednesday, but for the rest of the week as well. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Somebody ran a red light last night in Indianapolis and injured 2 police officers from Noblesville and 2 other people. Those cops were working a graduation near the state fairgrounds. Police say that the driver hit 2 stopped cars, which caused one of the cars to be pushed into the officer's car. The driver that drove into those cars was taken from the wreck, and they are in bad shape. The mayor and the city say the charges against one of their own are deeply concerning. Here's Chris Davis.
Carmel's infrastructure officer is suspended on unpaid administrative leave because of a domestic incident that happened May 23rd on Speyside Drive South in Noblesville. 44-year-old Jeremy Cashman was arrested when a woman told police Cashman yelled, cussed, and roughed her up, hitting her in the back several times. A juvenile also made complaints against Cashman. He's charged with domestic battery in the presence of a child and domestic battery on a person younger than 14. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
3 Dog Night will finally open at the Indiana State Fair after 2 cancellations. The fair announcing this morning that the band will play on August 1st, which is opening night. The band's appearance marks the 3rd attempt after weather forced cancellations in both 23 and 24. The free stage concert lineup also includes Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers on Friday, August 8th, and Melissa Etheridge on Friday, August 15th. The fair runs from the 1st to August 16th. Sports on WIBC is brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. The NBA Finals tip-off tomorrow in Oklahoma City.
I'm excited. This is the reason that we do this, and everybody's dreamed of playing in the finals their whole life. So I'm really excited to be a part of this and a part of this with this organization and this group.
That's Pacers guard Tyrese Halliburton leading his team against the heavily favored Oklahoma City Thunder.
As long as the guys in our locker room and the people in this building believe, then anything is possible. So we're really excited about the challenge. It's a really good team in front of us, and no quote-unquote expert or analyst is going to pick us, and that's okay. We like it better that way, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
And the Pacers team plane had to be rerouted because of rough weather. They did land safely in Oklahoma City after flying through Dallas and up to Oklahoma City. Tip-off tomorrow at 8:30. The Indiana Fever picked up their first win since Caitlin Clark's injury, beating the Washington Mystics 85-76.
Yeah, it felt really good. And I think the way we did it, too. We had to show resilience in that fourth quarter. We had to find ways to come together and dig in and get stops and make plays. Outside of game 1, the most consistent we've played.
That's head coach Stephanie White. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 7:35. Traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Baer.
Northbound 65 on the south side. Slow traffic from Edgewood Avenue And to the South Split, we are stop and go around Keystone Avenue. That's where the grind is at the moment in this construction zone. Also looking at the southeast side, northbound 465 slow from 74 up to Washington Street. Inbound 69, stop and go traffic 106th Street, 282nd. And on the northwest side, slow roll on northbound 465. That's 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
69 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time right now is 7:36.
Whenever I'm out wandering, chasing a rainbow dream, I often stop and think about a place I've never seen.
Today on the marketplace, I'm told it's a lamp, but I'll let you decide what it looks like. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. During downtime, I'm clearing my head. I'm getting ready for what's next. On the show, I find myself on Facebook Marketplace. Odd stuff, cool stuff, interesting stuff, strange stuff. I bought stuff. I've sold stuff. All there on the Marketplace. The Marketplace segment brought to you by IndianaUnclaimed.gov. It's your cash. Go get it. No, quit. It's actually your money. You don't even know you're owed it, but you are. Go to IndianaUnclaimed.gov or text my name, Tony, to 46220 to get started. It's fast. It's easy. It's free. IndianaUnclaimed.gov. Matt Bear is on the live stream. Producer Carl's on the live stream. They're having a chuckle. They're guffawing. Let us take a look. Matt Bear, have you seen the photo there on the Twitter X?
Twitter X, it's at Tony Katz. And, oh, okay.
This, we are told, is an incredibly rare Van Briggle patio flame lamp. Now, Van Briggle, it was the oldest operating pottery operation in the U.S. They were in Colorado, and I think Van Briggle came out of Cincinnati, and so they crossed Indiana clearly to get to Colorado, where I guess the wagon broke down. And they said, "We're here now," and so they make pottery. So there's a whole story behind this. This piece right here is brown, and it kind of swirls to a point, and it's got little holes in it, I guess, where you're supposed to be see the flames. Matt Bear, what is that? It's like this brown pottery all swirled up in like a lump of swirled brown pottery. What does it look like to you, Matt?
It looks like a dip of chocolate ice cream.
Yeah, it looks like duty.
Oh, well, that too. It had the holes.
It looks... You could argue that it looks like an ice cream, on top of a cone. And it's got the chocolate dip and everything. Like, by the way, again, Dairy Queen sounds great. That looks like duty.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, it's the eye of the beholder, I mean, everybody has a different... It looks like it has little holes. It kind of looks like an ashtray, that you would put the butt of a cigarette in,
It is not. What the theory is that this would go over a light bulb. And then it would be, the light would be in it, and it would shine through this.
Oh, I see what's going on. Okay. Hi, honey, look at our new crap lamp.
Right.
Yeah. We're going to put this right where mom and dad walk in. It's a fixture for any growing nuclear
And if
family.
you put an orange bulb in it, it's a flaming pile of crap. It's
That's a good idea. If you put a black light in it.
Here's how, oh God, never turn on the black light.
No.
At the station?
No, there's too much evidence.
Yeah. Do not turn on a black light at the station at all.
Today on CSI.
Here's how they describe it there on the Facebook. This is an extremely hard piece to find. According to Van Briggle experts and former employees, these lamps were mounted over light bulbs on steel poles along the driveway of the Van Briggle Roundhouse building.
What?
They were also available in the showroom. These lamps were casted in a mold typically when existing ones were vandalized or broken, making them even more scarce. This is rare duty. Only a few selected finishers and etchers were selected to cut out the holes in the appropriate pattern. So not only is this hot duty, this is rare duty.
Yeah, this is Van Brickle's craft here. I mean, this is craft work. This legendary pottery maker, and this is what he comes up with. I mean, this is, I mean, it's okay. I don't know, but it really does look like duty. That's what I'm saying. You're going to have a lamp that looks like duty, unless you put the orange light in. That'd be really cool, man.
Are you a buyer for $350?
Absolutely not. No.
By the way, the chat room found it on eBay for $385. So this is the stuff. This is the real stuff. The problem is we don't have a collector's eye.
We don't know our duty. That's the problem.
We have a very different eye.
Yeah. It really looks like an ice cream cone to me. I mean, it looks like
I hear
a
you.
delicious lamp, you know.
You'd like
delicious.
to eat that?
Yeah, I'm not a buyer.
No.
10.5 inches tall, 5 inches wide. I am not a buyer, but I just, some poo I don't appreciate.
No sale.
Right. I'm more of a lever of this poo than a taker of this.
Awesome.
Also, just because not enough people heard me say it, duty.
Duty.
There it is. Find everything we do over at WIBC.com. The full marketplace, everything we've ever looked at is listed right there. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
The Attorney General's Unclaimed Property Division has over $800 million just waiting to be claimed. Text Tony Katz to 46220 or visit indianaunclaimed.gov to claim yours today.
Hey, it's Matt Bear.
Big Joe here for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical.
Summer heat is coming. Will your air conditioner be ready? Don't risk an expensive breakdown. A quick tune-up from B&W catches problems early and keeps your family cool and comfortable. Join thousands of Hoosiers who trust B&W. Call 317-214-0108 or go to bplusw.com today.
B&W HVAC Plumbing and Electrical, your American Standard dealer since 1961.
Hey, it's Matt Bear for Trajan Wealth. Trajan Wealth, let me tell you, man. The month of May has been wild. It's now over. A crazy time in Indiana. Now is the time to reset, tie up loose ends, right? It's the perfect time to check on your money, your financial portfolio, and my friends at Trajan Wealth, the fiduciary advisors, can meet all of your investment needs and then some. Call today and get that full financial inspection from Trajan, 317-480-4040, or visit TrajanWealth.com. Your first appointment is free. Trajan wants to get to know you, then help you into a fully customized portfolio that's about your hopes and dreams. They'll help you maximize your investments for retirement. Or maybe you just want a second opinion, have an old 401k that's just laying there doing nothing. Trajan can get that money working for you again. Call today to learn the different ways Trajan can help your money work for you. 317-480-4040 or visit TrajanWealth.com. Remember, your first appointment is on them. Advisory services offered through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Paid advertisement.
In 49 states, it's just basketball, but this is Indiana.
It's been a quarter of a century since Indiana has gone to the finals.
I don't even have words right now, man. It's really exciting.
This team thrives in adversity, man.
All the credit to the Gainbridge Fieldhouse fans. You guys lifted us up today.
This place is absolutely electric.
Listen to the Pacers in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Coverage starts Thursday at 8, tip-off at 8:30 on 93.5 and 107.5. The Fan.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what's going on?
South side, northbound 65 slow, Southport Road 2465, and then we start to grind through the construction before South Keystone Avenue up to the south split. Westbound 70 pockets is slow on the east side. Shadeland Avenue to the north split, not awful at the moment. Inbound 69 slows from 106th Street to 82nd. And then on the northwest side, northbound 465 is slows. 86th Street up to 865. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 70 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 7:46.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies with national LTE coverage. Go to rapidradios.com and you'll get up to 60% off, free UPS shipping. Add code RADIO for an additional 5% off.
Big stories locally, big moves in Washington. WIBC.com keeps you updated throughout the day with all the news that matters, plus traffic, weather, and more on your phone, your laptop, wherever you are. It's news when you need it.
Get ready for the best week of summer. Life Church is hosting Vacation Bible School, an exciting, fun-filled week where kids will discover the love of Jesus through music, games, crafts, and Bible stories. It's all happening June 9th through the 13th, and it's completely free. It's open to all kids ages 4 years old to 5th grade. So come, make new friends, learn about Jesus, and have a blast. Register today at lifechurchin.com.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
At any other time, I would have excoriated this high school athlete for the celebration because I'm exhausted by celebrations. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. I find the celebrations after a touchdown, the celebrations after a three-pointer or a slam dunk, the celebrations in sports are ridiculous. Act like you've been there before. Being pumped, being excited, being into it, great, good, terrific, dear Lord. The theatrics of everything, it's a play. That's your job. That's why you make millions. After every part of the show I do, when we could go to commercial break, I'm not chest bumping people. I'm not, screaming, look at me. Just act like you've been there before. And when I see this on the high school level, on the college level, I admit, I think it's gross. I think it's gross all the way around. Celebrating a win, I get. Celebrating the basic play, it's very weird to me. So when I heard about this high school track athlete, a sophomore, she had won the 400 meters, and she was celebrating. How'd she celebrate? She ran over to her father. I mean, it was a state championship. It's a big deal. She runs over to her father. Her father hands her a fire extinguisher. And she takes the fire extinguisher and she sprays it on her shoes. Now, this is a takeoff of Maurice Green, an Olympian, who after an event, I don't think it was at the Olympics, he's ripping off, after winning, he's ripping off his shoes, and someone comes over with a fire extinguisher and puts him out, right? He's so fast, his feet are on fire. You get the gag. She is emulating that gag. Because of the celebration, they took the title from her. Why? Unsportsmanlike conduct. And because of that, she wasn't allowed to run in the 200 meter, where she was a favorite. Now, I believe that these celebrations are ridiculous. They're ridiculous. And I reject the idea that somehow there is something that is specifically cultural to them. It has to do with not thinking. It has to do with a level of entitlement. It has to do with no one saying, act like you've been there before. That's my take. But there is a stronger argument than the one that I'm making, that I would make in any other situation. California if it had been a boy who said they were a girl, they would have let that boy compete against the girls. And when that boy won, they would have given that boy a medal and a trophy and a podium and photos. And they would not have cared what that boy claiming to be a girl did with a fire extinguisher. So I'm on the side of this girl and screw California. Now, I would look at her and look at her father and say, would you just handle yourselves? Stop it with the ridiculousness. Take the win. That's all you need. Go home and have a party and do it there. What are you doing? Well, Tony, now that this has gotten notoriety, there are things more important than a win. Like, for example, getting colleges to notice her, maybe a full scholarship. And how about some NIL money, name, image, likeness? How about a deal here? How about doing... I mean, we live in today's world. Look at the amount of people who do OnlyFans. Why actually work for a living when you could just get naked for a living? And people are willing to pay for that. And they pay, and people are making millions from that, or hundreds of thousands from that, or tens of thousands for that. I don't know if that creates a better society, and I got to assume no. But here, they've created a moment, and now they're being written about. And the next thing you know, there's a profit to be had. So, yeah, do the thing. Get ridiculous, because that's the payoff. There's no payoff in acting like you've been there before. This is really a much deeper conversation about what in the bloody heck happened to Stoicism. And clearly nobody reads Marcus Aurelius anymore. Nobody says that there is something to behold and something to emulate in the idea of being able to control oneself and control one's emotions and not be in the business of the flamboyance, but rather be in the business of the reserved and say, good, celebrate privately, celebrate later. Notice I didn't say never have a celebration. Notice I didn't say don't celebrate the win. You go and hug your dad, that's fine. You pull out the fire extinguisher, you're just weird. Now, we should also be clear that she didn't do this near any other competitors. So nobody was in any danger. But California would have let the boy win that. I don't understand California's rules here. How is it possible that it could be unsportsmanlike to spray a fire extinguisher on your own shoes, but it's not unsportsmanlike to let a boy participate in girls' sports? California is ridiculous. You did this, California. You beclowned yourself. So now you got to answer for it. Now, some people want to make this a big deal because the winner of that race is black, as somehow this is a race thing. It's not, and if you go down that road, gosh, just dopey as sin. This is about progressivism. This is about liberalism and the warped nature of liberal ideology. You can't overly celebrate, unless, of course, it's a boy pretending to be a girl, in which case you can do anything you want. I don't know how they square the circle. Then again, I don't know how anybody still lives in California. Matt Bear has traffic on the 5s. What's up, Matthew?
Southside construction and stop-and-go traffic on northbound 65. It stretches from Edgewood Avenue up to the south split for a delay of 9 minutes. Northwest side, northbound 465, stop-and-go from 86th Street up to 865. Inbound 69, running on a 5-minute delay right now, 106th Street to 82nd. And then westbound 70 going down to the airport. No problems right now from Meridian, Illinois, West Street. Those downtown entrance ramps out to the airport collector with Ronald Reagan Parkway. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off on products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. Matt Bear at WIBC Traffic.
Texting enrolls you into recurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, how you doing? Haven't seen you around the gym.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could be lower testosterone. I went through it a while back. I got Nugenix Total T, and it's made a huge difference for me.
I've seen that ad on TV. Is it for real?
Oh, yeah. The key ingredient is something called Tesnor, which helps boost free and total testosterone levels to help you trim up and stay lean.
And it's made a difference for you?
Man, I feel like I'm in my 20s again. At work, in the gym,
gym and in the bedroom.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try it for themselves?
Yeah, you just need to send them a text. Text PACK to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, to help you get back into shape fast, absolutely free. Text PEC to 321-321. That's PACK to 321-321. Products and statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease or illness.
Tired of using your Indy Summer to paint year after year? Then do what Deanna did. She called Rhino Shield.
I was noticing some cracks and the paint's faded. I was like, okay, I think I should get my house painted. So my neighbor had a Rhino Shield placard in the yard. And after they were finished, I was just, wow. With the warranty and everything, it just seemed silly not to go that route.
The ceramic coating of Rhino Shield is specifically formulated for our climate.
So the Rhino Shield crew came out. Nothing was damaged in the process. I was very happy. They just didn't leave a mess. You couldn't even tell they were there. And the house looked so different. It just looked like a new home.
Backed by a 25-year transferable warranty. And right now, you can have that protection for 10% off the regular price.
Rhino Shield, I think it increases the value and the curb appeal of your home. Definitely worth it.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Everyone's talking about Galaxy Concrete Coatings and their transformation, like business owner Brian.
Yeah, Galaxy was great. We have a business where a lot of the service techs are working out in the field, and they'll come in and they'll have even some mud or something on our shoes. So if we're having a meeting, I needed a flooring that could stand up to that, but still look good as an office setting.
Well, if you own a home or a business, Galaxy Concrete Coatings got you covered.
Galaxy was great to work around our schedule. They were able to come in on a Saturday, and the job was completed over the weekend, and we were back in business, so we didn't miss a step.
Lots of styles to choose from, 4 times stronger than epoxy, and it comes with a lifetime warranty.
It's very nice looking. It's very durable. Really makes the room stand out and shine.
Click on GalaxyConcreteCoatings.com now. That's Galaxy Concrete Coatings. And remember to like us on Facebook. Galaxy Concrete Coatings. We're out of this world.
Galaxy was quick to respond. They were quick to give us a solution and quick to get it completed as well. And they're going to take care of you.
Here's a harsh fact. 40% of women and nearly 20% of men suffer from varicose or spider veins. Left untreated, these veins can cause tired, heavy legs, swelling, burning, cramping, aching, even restless leg syndrome. In some cases, it can lead to serious health risks like blood clots. USA Vein Clinics offers minimally invasive treatments that take as little as 15 minutes, covered by most insurances. Call 317-516-6861 and schedule your appointment today. Don't wait. 317-516-6861 for free information today. Imagine walking, exercising, and sleeping peacefully again. Varicose and spider veins won't go away on their own. USA Vein Clinics can help. Call 317-516-6861 for fast, easy, affordable solutions. USA Vein Clinics treatments are covered by most insurance plans. Don't put this off any longer. Call 317-516-6861.
Coming up in 2 minutes from the Technology Recyclers Studios, some rough weather could be on the way later today. I'll tell you what forecasters are saying. 2 Noblesville police officers are waking up in the hospital, and the Pacers team flight had to be diverted going to Oklahoma City yesterday. Those stories after Fox News. You're listening to 93 WIBC, WIBC HD1, Indianapolis. It's 8 o'clock.
It's not just the suspect under scrutiny in Boulder, Colorado. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. There is also now a focus on the family of Mohammed Solomon. Days after the terror attack injured 12 people demonstrating in support of hostages Hamas is still holding in Gaza. Homeland Security Secretary Christine Holmes says
Mohammed's despicable actions will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. But we're also investigating to what extent his family knew about this horrific attack.
His wife and 5 children, one who just graduated high school, now in immigration custody.
Mohammed Solomon's family facing deportation as Homeland Security Secretary Christine Holmes says they are being processed under expedited removal. The State Department also revoking the visas of the illegal immigrant and his family.
That's Fox's Todd Pyro. There's a manhunt in Washington State for Travis Decker, wanted in the murder of his 3 daughters.
Decker's 2017 white GMC Sierra pickup was actually found along with the bodies of his 3 little girls.
Fox's Alejandro Guzman with Fox 13 TV in Leavenworth, Washington, says Decker's in the National Guard after transferring from the Army.
I actually spoke with his neighbor while they were stationed in Italy back in 2016 to 2018, and he says that his mental health was already a wreck.
Manhunts also continue in Arkansas and Louisiana for 3 escaped prisoners. Imported steel and aluminum will cost a lot more starting today. U.S. tariffs have been doubled to 50%. And there's also a deadline today for countries that want to make trade deals to give their best offers. The Senate keeps working on the massive budget bill House Republicans already approved. But Elon Musk, who led the Doge movement to cut government spending, has come out against the bill, posting on X, it's a disgusting abomination. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says,
the president already knows where Elon Musk stood on this bill. It doesn't change the president's opinion. This is one big, beautiful bill, and he's sticking to it.
Some Senate Republicans agree with Musk, demanding more spending cuts, saying the bill would spike the U.S. debt. America's listening to Fox News.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some rough weather could be headed your way later today. You have a clear radar right now on Monument Circle, 71 degrees. We're moving up to 86. I'm Ryan Hedrick, and here's what's trending at 8:02. The rest of the week could be a stormy one across the Hoosier State. Here's John Herrick.
Severe storms could hit the state on Wednesday in the form of damaging winds, hail, and heavy rain. Here's Casey Fuson from the National Weather Service in Indianapolis to discuss what happens after that.
But at this time, we're not expecting severe weather the rest of the week. But we do have chances for some heavy rain with any of these storms through the end of the week.
She says some places in Indiana could get an inch of rain or higher by the time the weekend rolls around. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
A graduation ceremony, a red light, a collision, and an ambulance. It all happened within about 2 hours last night in Indianapolis along Fall Creek Parkway. Somebody ran a red light and smashed into a car, which hit another car, which had 2 Noblesville police officers in it. Those cops were working a graduation around the state fairground shortly before 10 o'clock. The driver that hit the cops was taken from the wreck in pretty bad shape. The police officers are said to be okay this morning. The mayor and city say the charges against one of their own are concerning. Here's Chris Davis.
Carmel's infrastructure officer is suspended on unpaid administrative leave because of a domestic incident that happened May 23rd on Speyside Drive South in Noblesville. 44-year-old Jeremy Cashman was arrested when a woman told police Cashman yelled, cussed, and roughed her up, hitting her in the back several times. A juvenile also made complaints against Cashman. He's charged with domestic battery in the presence of a child and domestic battery on a person younger than 14. Chris Davis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Trying to meet up with a 13-year-old girl for sex is what a Rush County man is accused of doing. Jarrett Lewis has that story.
Randolph County Sheriff's deputies say they've arrested 63-year-old James Raber of Rush County for messaging and then trying to meet up with the young girl for sex. Raber was talking to who he thought was a 13-year-old girl named Steph on Facebook Messenger. It was actually a Randolph County deputy. The conversation turned sexual after the fake girl told Raber she was thinking about leaving home. Deputies then say Raber wanted to meet up with the girl and had described himself to her as a very big, tall guy built like SpongeBob. A meeting was set up last week. Authorities arrested Raber once he showed up to a village pantry in farmland. He's now charged with attempted child molesting and child solicitation. Jarrett Lewis, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Tyrese Halliburton and the Indiana Pacers getting ready for Game 1 of the NBA Finals tomorrow in Oklahoma City.
No quote-unquote expert or analyst is going to pick us, and that's okay. We like it better that way, and it's going to be a lot of fun.
Pacers team flight arrived about 3 hours late in OKC yesterday after being diverted because of tornado warnings. And the Indiana State Fair announced its 2025 free stage concert lineup this morning. It includes Three Dog Night, who's been canceled for the last couple of years because of weather. It also includes Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers taking the stage on August 8th. The fair starts on August 1st. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com. At 8:05, traffic on the 5s. Here's Matt Bear.
Inbound 69, stop-and-go traffic, 106th Street, 282nd. It is a 4-minute delay. Northwest side, northbound 465. Slow off 86th Street up to 865. South side, northbound 65 slows Edgewood Avenue up to the south split. It is a crash out by the airport, westbound 70 after those 465 ramps. That has a slow back to I-465. Monument Circle now shut down for the original farmers market. That's going on until 2 p.m. Traffic sponsored by Payday. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel, Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday.
Delicious.
Payday peanut butter, peanut caramel bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Are you telling me? Whoa. Cut the music. Hold on a second there. Cut the music. Hold on a second, Marcus Bailey. Matt Bear, I want you to know that I'm so fine with Payday, I don't even know what to say. I am so thrilled Payday is a part of what you're doing and a part of this program in any way, shape, or form. I am overjoyed. Are you telling me that health nut Matt Bear, when he decides to have that little treat, that little snack, that little cheat, that little something special, you're reaching for a Payday?
Yeah, Tony, they're filled with golden caramel, and it's one hard-working candy bar.
Just like?
I mean, if you grab one now, it can power you through the day.
And who needs power through the day, Matt Bear?
I do. I need it desperately. I need
You
all
do.
the power.
If it can power Matt Bear, it can power you too.
Wine my
Payday.
crown. Yes.
Delicious.
Get that engine going. Pull my lever.
Oh my God. This is the greatest ad opportunity I've ever heard. Marcus Bailey, I don't know about you, but I see triple-digit increase in sales for Payday across Indianapolis.
I mean, you had me wanting to run upstairs to the vending machine to get a Payday. Just that conversation, the energy you brought.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Have you seen what Matt Bear looks like? You can get that way. Even Matt Bear allows himself, when he's not eating his 1,500 calories of oatmeal every night, a little bit of a cheat. And that little bit of fun, that little bit of oomph to really get him over the edge is Payday.
I'm a pit of despair, Marcus.
I don't need to work out. I don't need to have these like weird carb diets. It's a Payday, and I can have arms like Matt Bear.
I just want to know right now, is Payday thrilled or is Payday gonna yell at me? I don't know which one it is.
They should be
when
thrilled.
Matt Bear decides to have a little sweet treat, he grabs her a Payday, is the greatest ad campaign I've ever heard.
Yep.
Everybody needs to take a picture of themselves with a Payday today and say, I want to be like Matt Bear, and post it to the Twitter feed, if you would. This has to happen. Payday is Matt Bear, and Matt Bear is Payday. This has to be the thing.
What is going on?
Oh, I'm making you sweet cash, boo-boo.
That's what I'm talking about. Make that money.
Get yourself a Payday and take a picture of it with your best pose and say, I want to be like Matt Bear and Payday. Just send it in. Just tweet it out.
5G plane by the end of the day.
That's right, baby. Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist. What do you got?
All right, hey, hazy, warm, humid. Much of the day is dry. I do have some spotty thunderstorm chances, but I think those hold off until late this afternoon. We'll finish with a high of 85 later today, maybe a little breezy at times as well. Better rain chances coming our way tonight, and more specifically overnight. More widespread rain and maybe a few gusty storms, a low of 70. Thursday, probably pretty wet on and off through the day. Scattered showers and thunderstorms. Get a few gusty storms, a high of 80. Friday, scattered showers and storms, a high of 77, but the weekend looks much better. Dry both Saturday and Sunday, partly cloudy with highs around 80.
That is Marcus Bailey, Wish TV meteorologist, and also a huge Payday fan.
That's right. Get those arms like Matt Bear. Payday.
Payday. Delicious. Thank you, Marcus. Appreciate you. Matt Bear is going to be a sponsor by the end of the day. It's going to happen. He's going to be their spokesperson, 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:10. Joe Hogsett will not resign. You have Democrat city county councilor Andy Nielsen saying that he must resign because the mayor has, quote, demonstrated a profound lack of judgment and disregard for fundamental ethics. This in the hiring and the keeping on of Thomas Carl Cook. All the sexual impropriety that he has been accused of, clearly, and I would argue based on his own words, is guilty of. Right there. But he's not going to resign because the man has no shame. And as I brought up earlier, okay, he has no shame, and he is willing to show up in public and have a questionable presentation, and he wasn't there for nights of riots and won't explain why it is he let the city burn, and he doesn't explain why he has done so little to make the city better. It's been all the state of Indiana and individuals making the city better. And he doesn't retire because him and Dan Parker, the shameless people. But what about Joe Hogshead's staff? How come you don't resign? Why do you keep showing up to work every morning? For this guy? For a guy who hires people he knows are guilty of sexual impropriety, hires them back? Doesn't actually care about an investigation? Barely is able to say, I followed the law? You keep working there? Tell me more about how you're all feminists. Just curious. Speaking of feminists, there's a bar coming to Indianapolis that is going to be devoted to women's sports. There is a sports-themed bar. They only show telecasts of women's sports, and they call themselves the Sports Bra. Not the sports bar, the Sports Bra. They're going to Indianapolis, Boston, Las Vegas, and St. Louis. They're already in Portland. I don't know if they're going to places just with their WNBA teams or whatever their plan is. You do you. If you can get people to buy into this, if you can get people to invest in this, you get people to show up, that's fine. If the food's good, terrific. If the beer's cold, all right. Go do your thing. It's not the business plan I would work with. But if you can make it work, go ahead and make it work. Make it happen. All the best to you. But just so we're clear, this concept has been tried. In many places it has already failed. Maybe you'll turn it around. More business to Indianapolis, the better. But you may want to put up now the no Joe Hogg setting here. Please do not Thomas Carl Cook our employees or patrons. Yeah, maybe I'm just some good advice from a friend. That's me, Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Hey guys, it's Rob from my friends at Universal Windows Direct. Right now, it's their home improvement season sale. What an incredible deal going on with Universal Windows Direct. If you've been thinking about upgrading your windows, now is the time to act. You can get payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. This gives you a full year to enjoy the comfort, savings, and curb appeal before you ever make a payment. Universal Windows Direct will come out to your home and do a free in-home window and energy assessment so you can see exactly where your home's losing energy and how much you could be saving. Give my friends at Universal Windows Direct a call. Schedule your free assessment and take the first step towards a more comfortable, energy-efficient home. Call today, 317-659-7574. 317-659-7574. Payments as low as $99 a month or no payments and no interest for an entire year. Universal Windows Direct. UniversalWindowsDirect.com, 317-659-7574.
Hi, Jeff Roush for Tom Roush Lincoln. Right now, get Lincoln's employee pricing on most all new Lincolns at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers. Get up to $20,000 off select 2024 Navigators, up to $8,000 off select 2024 Nautilus, or up to $7,000 off select 2024 Corsair at Tom Roush Lincoln in Fishers.
Navigator MSRP 105,575, Nautilus MSRP 6195, Corsair MSRP 47,820. Offers going on now. Navigators excluded from employee pricing. Subject to credit approval. See dealer for complete offer details.
Traffic on the fives. Matt Bear, what are you doing?
All right, we're out close to the airport here, Tony, on the west side. It's westbound 70 after The 465 Rams like you're going from downtown to the airport. This is a crash blocking 2 left lanes and jamming us up back to those 465 Rams. I've also been told if you're going eastbound 70 approaching 465, the left lane is also blocked right there at that crash site. So lane restrictions right now, both the directions of I-70 to the west of the 465 interchange. Northbound 65, slow before South Keystone Avenue into the south split. That is a construction zone. Westbound 70, slower to flyover ramp in the north split out to Meridian Penn, and southbound 65, 70 starting to slow down because of construction from the north split to Fletcher Avenue. Traffic sponsored by Payday. Packed with peanuts and filled with golden caramel. Payday is one hard-working candy bar. So grab one now to power you through the day. Payday Peanut Caramel Bar. Get to it. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
We've got 71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:16.
Have you ever checked your Social Security statement to see how much money you'll get in retirement? Guess what? This number could be a lot less or a lot more than the number on your statement. It's Hammer and Nigel, and you could discover how you could get every penny that's rightfully yours with a free Social Security analysis from Bill Demery, your retirement guy here in Indy. We trust Bill, and you can too.
So if you have saved more than $200,000 but have not yet filed for Social Security, schedule that free analysis right now by calling Bill Demery. 317-648-5120. This free analysis takes the guesswork out of filing for your benefits, and most importantly, it could help you get every penny that's rightfully yours. Free analysis. Bill Demery, 317-648-5120. That's 317-648-5120.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hey folks, Scott Wilson here from Wilson Farm Market, just 20 minutes north of Carmel. We're proud to bring you the freshest produce farmed right here in Indiana and across the Midwest. And don't miss our home-style fried chicken, scratch-made bakery, and a deli packed with ready-to-go favorites. Got a sweet tooth? Check out a variety of old-fashioned candies, the kind that brings back sweet memories from your childhood. At Wilson Farm Market, we're all about local freshness, friendly faces, and food that feels like home. Wilson Farm Market. That's Wilson Farm Market.
I didn't know this was a business until I just looked it up because of an issue I'm having, and I'm so impressed. And I'm not going to use names because I need some advice. This is about how to properly clean your grill. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. So, you guys know I do a lot in terms of barbecue and smoking, and I utilize a Traeger. I literally wrote the book on barbecue. Oh, it's a book, not the book. Let's Go BBQ. It's available at Amazon.com. By the way, Father's Day gift, fantastic. Let's Go BBQ, recipes, tips, and tales from the pit. It's available at Amazon.com for myself and Fingers Malloy. Eat, drink, smoke. We've got recipes in there. We've got advice in there. It's a fun read. It's interesting. I'm very happy with how it turned out. We had done Let's Go Bourbon, which is in need of a volume 2. It's in need of an updated version because that was the first book, and we learned a lot in writing that and how we need to do things in our own voice. And I think the second book really captures that. We're working on the third one right now. And so I have this grill, and grilling is different than barbecue. And I went to go use it the other day, and I realized that because I hadn't used it in a while, and where I live, something was nesting in there. I know, gross. So I need to have it cleaned. And I've only got the one arm right now. I'm like, all right, there's got to be a service out there. There's got to be some. Turns out there are services. And so I reached out to this guy. I'm not going to use his name. No one did anything wrong. Everybody got back to me and everything else. I assume it's a he, right? So I'm going to use the vernacular he. He's a month out. I can't get to cleaning your grill for a month. And I said, there's a month's worth of work in people needing their grill cleaned? If my other arm was working, well, I'd be like, all right, I'll take it apart. I'll clean it. No problem. A month? I'm flabbergasted. Guys, the amount of opportunity, financial opportunity that exists out there, if you're willing to get a little dirty and a little sweaty, unbelievable. Because the cost is in the hundreds, the lower hundreds, but the hundreds plural. And I'm not even saying that that's out of the realm because people are paying it if you're a month out. It's amazing. Amazing stuff. But I'm like, I first of all, I can't wait a month. So, okay, I have kids, they're young, and all right, they're going to get a little dirty here. What do I need to do this on my own? Because not everybody can. I get that. That's why I didn't mention any names about businesses. I'm so impressed with the idea because I would never have known that this is a business. But in the same way, power washing is a business. You can go get your own power washer. Producer Carl, have you ever power washed anything?
Yes.
Do you do your own power wash? Do you have a power washer?
No, my brother-in-law does.
So does he come over and do the power washing, or do you just borrow it from him?
I actually used it. We used it for our driveway.
Do you like your brother-in-law?
I love my brother-in-law.
You're just saying that because this is radio?
No, he's the greatest guy ever.
Okay. Am I your brother-in-law?
You could be.
Don't think that's possible. But it's one of those things. There are these businesses that we would consider quote unquote low tech, but have great opportunity. Incredible stuff and side businesses and all sorts of stuff. Maybe he does it as a side business. I don't know. But now I need to clean the grill. And I clearly, what I need to do is steam clean it, right? You want to add pressure and heat to sterilize this thing. You want to clean everything out, sterilize it, do the grates, do the whole thing. If anybody does this and can recommend an amateur level steamer, right? I don't need something that's, you got to get the pro, this, that, and the what's who's it. It's got to have the combobulator on it. And the cost, $8,200. No. I'm doing this for me. I'm not going into the business. But man, such a business. Like, I am convinced, I'd had this conversation with my father, rest his soul, numerous times. How could you create a logistical business solution for handymen? If you have a handyman in your life, you might as well say to me, I found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. The leprechaun brought me there and said, it's all yours. I'm done with gold now, and ran off. A handyman who shows up and can do the job, unbelievable. The amount of money that can be made. My mother lives in the Villages, and she's probably listening right now. So if you're listening, Mom, send banana bread. And she'll tell you there's always something, and there comes a certain age that bending over isn't as easy, and you certainly can't do this. You're not getting down on your knees. You're never going to get up again. And you're hiring people for all sorts of things. There is cash to be made. It's incredible. And sure, there are some people who take advantage of some people who are... If you are a decent person, if you are a rational person, if you are just there to do the business, untold opportunities for you. Is it going to be a millionaire's business? No. Is it a lifestyle business? Absolutely. Absolutely. So I have to now clean this grill. And I think what I need to do is steam clean it, right? I can take everything out, wipe everything down. I can do all that stuff. But I want to know about a steamer. I want to know if anybody has thoughts on what I should get. So if you do, let me know on the Twitter X at Tony Katz, or you can email me, tony@tonykatz.com. Just that easy. And thank you, producer Carl, who posted the Matt Bear picture and said, you too could look like Matt in traffic by having a payday each day. That is so fantastic. Although I don't know if that's the actual payday Twitter account.
It is. I looked.
They have 1,400 followers. How does Payday only have 1,400
They just
followers?
haven't updated it lately, but they might now.
All right. Point is, if we don't get Payday putting Matt Bear out there as their spokesperson, their brand ambassador for Indianapolis, I don't even know what we're doing. By the way, if you want Matt Bear to be your brand ambassador, just reach out to me and I will set up that deal personally.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Take a 52% cut.
Oh, come on. It's a lot.
Well, I'm worth it.
The VIG is on. 2 points on the juice.
Look at you with the VIG and the juice.
Oh, man. I owe people money everywhere.
Somebody saw a movie. Oh, wait. That's terrible if you owe people money.
Well, no. I just, it got my knees broken. No. I'm good. Everything's happy.
Okay.
Happy land.
Yeah. Oh, look. And there's Rolando. Did you see this? I'm going to send it to you. Took a picture with his Payday. That's awesome. Take your picture with a Payday candy bar today and tag myself and Matt in Traffic and 93 WIBC, if you would. We're going to get Matt this endorsement deal. This is happening. He's going to be their spokesperson, their brand ambassador for Central Indiana. Right now, he's got traffic. What's up?
Look at the westbound 70M by the airport. Westbound 70 after the 465 ramps. It's a crash blocking the left lane. Also, the left lane blocked in the eastbound direction because of this crash. On the westbound side heading towards the airport, we are backed up to 465. On the north side, northbound 465, a little bit slow into 865. And inbound 69, slow roll from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee-owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with Traffic on the Fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
Hey, this is Rob.
And this is Casey.
The Indy Star claims fentanyl kills more people than shootings and car crashes in Marion County.
Join us Wednesday, 9 until noon on 93 WIBC.
911, what's your emergency?
In an emergency, voice is best. But what if you can't call?
Escalated domestic disturbance reported east of downtown. Be advised, alert was received by a 911 emergency text. Caller is hiding in a closet and can't use her voice.
When the situation is too dangerous to make a call, text to 911. Capability Now helps Hoosiers. But in most emergencies, voice is still best.
My sister's not breathing. Please hurry.
In the last 5 years, Hoosiers have used text capability in over 1 million 911 sessions. It's of great help to the deaf and speech impaired and to those in select dangerous situations. Thanks to the statewide 911 board, Indiana leads the nation with all 92 counties having in- and outbound text capability. For more, visit in911.net.
It's good to hear your voice. Help is on the way.
911. Before you text, voice is best.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
In 6/22/25, new customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Why'd I go to the doctor? One day at the firehouse, I was so lightheaded I could barely stand. Even my crew noticed. Getting checked out was the right call. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com, sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
I'm a proud owner of B Window.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
I'm a proud B Window owner.
When you work with a local, employee-owned home improvement company like B Window, quality comes first because your home improvements are a reflection of our business. And for a limited time, we're extending our employee discount to you, up to 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust local, trust employee-owned, trust your home to be.
Trust me. Hey, it's Big Joe for your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer, Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling. Owner James Swindle says success is easy when you focus on customer satisfaction instead of profit.
I think our number one goal is customer service. When we walk in every day, it's not how much revenue can we produce, it's how many customers can we service and take care of, and there's no question about it. We just make sure they're happy.
Get a hold of Price Point Comfort Heating and Cooling at PricePointComfort.com. Price Point Comfort is your trusted local independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer.
93 WIBC Mobile News. On the level, on the go.
Some rough weather could be here later today. Right now, nothing rough on radar. Quite the contrary. Clear, 71 degrees in downtown Indianapolis. A high of 86 today. I'm Ryan Hedrick. Here's what's trending at 8:31.
We see more fatalities and injuries across the country from lightning than we do from other forms of severe weather, like tornadoes and damaging winds. And part of that's because, we do a lot of outdoor activities this time of year.
That's forecaster Mike Ryan at the National Weather Service Indianapolis talking about storms that could move into Indianapolis probably right around the time you go to bed. Thunder, lightning, but how about tornadoes?
I think that threat is pretty low at this point. I think if we see any sort of severe weather from some of these storms across the state, it'll probably be in the form of damaging winds.
And the storms are expected to hit Indianapolis right around 9 o'clock. President Trump's tax cut and spending bill, the so-called One Big Beautiful bill, has passed the House, but now it's being challenged by some in the GOP-controlled Senate. Even Elon Musk has criticized the bill, calling it an abomination.
President Trump thinks this is simple. He now says about the big, beautiful bill, so many false statements are being made about the One Big Beautiful bill. But what nobody understands is that it's the single biggest spending cut in history by far. There will be no cuts to Social Security, Medicare, or Medicaid. The president's problem, though, is that he's losing some Republicans he needs in the Senate, like Rand Paul. When Elon Musk posts that Congress is making America bankrupt, Rand Paul writes, "Some of us are trying to stop that." And the president responded to Paul. He said, Rand Paul has very little understanding of the BBB, especially of the tremendous growth that is coming.
And that's Fox's Peter Ducey at the White House this morning. The utility company AES Indiana wants a rate increase. John Herrick explains why.
They made that request to help continue their efforts transitioning to wind, solar, and battery storage energies. If the request gets approved, there would be new increases coming in two phases. First, a 7.5% increase would take place in the second quarter of 2026. Then a 6% increase would happen in January of 2027. And that could amount up to about $21 more each month. The decision to raise the bills, though, is up to the Indiana Utility Regulatory Commission, and they're still reviewing everything. John Herrick, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
And an announcement this morning from the Indiana State Fair about the 2025 free stage concert lineup. Here's Johnette Cruz.
The Indiana State Fair has scheduled Three Dog Night to open the 2025 event on Friday, August 1st. The band's appearance marks the third attempt after weather forced cancellations back in 2023 and 2024. The free stage concert lineup also includes Disney Throwback DJ Night on Saturday, August 2nd, Indianapolis native and Grammy winner Babyface on Wednesday, August 6th, Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers on Friday, August 8th, and then Melissa Etheridge on Friday, August 15th. All concerts are free with paid fair admission. The fair runs August 1st through August 17th. Johnette Cruz, 93 WIBC Mobile News.
Sports on WIBC, brought to you by Ball State Athletics. Visit ballstatesports.com. How about those Pacers?
I hope the world watching is enthusiastic about the way these two franchises play. They both play a style that is so pure from a basketball standpoint.
That's Indiana Pacer head coach Rick Carlisle promoting the NBA Finals and their opponent, the Oklahoma City Thunder. And the team gearing up on Tuesday after practice.
They have great coaching, that's obvious. Mark Dagnall is a guy that's had so much respect for over the last 5 years. Not just because of what they did last year and this year, but just how he's developed that roster and how they've developed their organizational philosophy.
Asim's team flight had a little trouble getting there, had to be rerouted going to Oklahoma City Thunder because of tornado warnings. They did arrive, thank God, safely. Game 1 Thursday at 8:30. Last night at Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
Final score, Fever 85, Mystic 76. Indiana claims its 2025 Commissioner's Cup opener.
On the Indiana Fever Radio Network, the Fever snapped that 3-game losing streak. I'm Ryan Hedrick on the level, on the go, and at WIBC.com at 8:35. Traffic on the 5s. What are you watching for us this morning, Matt Bear?
All right, Ryan, we are out by the airport, and we look at I-70 to the west of 465. Left lane blocked both directions because of a crash. Northbound 65 coming out of downtown to the northwest side. That is a stall before the White River. Blocks the left lane. Northbound 65 slow out of the north split to Meridian Penn. On the south side, northbound 65 stop and go traffic from South Keystone Avenue into the south split. And that's because of construction for a 6-minute delay. Inbound 69 delayed 4 minutes from 106th Street to 82nd. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust a local, trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the 5s. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time is 8:36.
Trust employee owned. B Windows extending our employee discount to you. Up to 55% off, plus 18 months, no interest, no payments. Trust your home to B.
How bad is it? Don't sugarcoat it. Give it to me straight.
Want coffee?
I think I need some coffee.
Time to fill up on the news. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. Dow futures down just 12. NASDAQ futures down just 20. You've got oil prices, same place we were yesterday, $63.23 a barrel. On the West Texas crude, the Brent crude at $65.47. The 10-year Treasury down a touch at 4.40. The story is that ADP putting out job numbers for May. We'll see the official job numbers on Friday, saying that private sector hiring is up just 37,000 in the month of May. 37,000, 60,000 was 60,000 the estimate? No, that the increase was just 37,000. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. No, I'm reading this right. Payrolls were up 37,000. The downward revision was 60,000 in April, and the Dow Jones had a forecast for 110,000. Oh. Now, usually I've been very, very, wary of ADP numbers. The past 2 months, they've been right on. So you predicted 110,000 and you had 37,000. Meanwhile, the unemployment rate is at 4.2%. That remains steady. We've also seen reports that there are more job openings coming, which would make one think that businesses are feeling good about the future and they're looking to hire, which is weird if they're not hiring. And also weird when you consider places like Disney are engaged in layoffs. Whole thing is super weird. Meanwhile, President Trump speaking out about these numbers, ADP number out, too late Powell, in quotes, too late, meaning too late to raise interest rates or lower rates. Too late Powell must now lower the rate. Writing, he is unbelievable. Europe has lowered 9 times. Does this apply pressure to Jerome Powell to lower interest rates? Because I don't. Listen, everything is Trump wanting interest rates lowered so they can say from the bully pulpit, we've lowered interest rates. There's also an argument to be made that the only people you're penalizing are the people who want to get into the market. You're not penalizing the big guy. You're penalizing the little guy with these higher rates. Put an end to this. Stop it already. We've lowered inflation. It's done. Now you can lower rates. I don't believe inflation is done. I wouldn't mind seeing lower rates. I think this is just a moment for Trump to do his thing. I don't know how I correlate this. I need experts, and I'm going to go reach out. What they think of this number. What they think of the jobs number. And is any of this, you know how there was a whole conversation about pre-buying the tariffs? They knew the tariffs were coming, so businesses went out there and bought a whole bunch of stuff before the tariffs kicked in, right? They pre-bought. Is any of this remotely connected? There was a very little hiring last month because people wanted to see what the tariffs were going to do. So they didn't make a move because they didn't know what was coming. I don't know if this has anything to do with interest rates. As a separate conversation, I get why people want them lowered. I would be thrilled if they were lowered. I just don't see it. And where was this piece from Jamie Dimon over at JP Morgan? Oh, I have it on the show sheet, don't I? Don't I, producer Carl? I have it on the show sheet there. Jamie, where I knew I had it. I'll find it. Jamie Morgan talking about the possibility of, still talking about the possibility of return inflation and recession. And then there was this from the Wall Street Journal. Wall Street is sounding the alarm on U.S. debt. This time it's worth listening. This was the warning from Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan. You are going to see a crack in the bond market. Now I have to ask, where were you guys in the Biden days? Where was this conversation? Now Wall Street is worried. Now I should listen. I always try and play this stuff as honestly as humanly possible. I'm not interested in trying to make this partisan. I just want to understand the mathematics. I will break this down on Tony Katz today at noon. But I think this is just Trump wanting to say lower rates. I don't think the two things are connected. My take. We'll find out if I'm right. Tony Katz, 93 WIBC. Good morning.
Indiana law provides legislators with certain immunities from civil arrest during specific periods.
Facts on the table.
What year is this? 1872?
Feelings to the side.
They have to have a special law so that they don't go off the deep end.
And whatever nonsense needs calling out.
But yet, trust them when they say they're looking out for your best interest.
Kendall and Casey.
These people are on the up and up when it comes to voting for us.
Weekdays from 9 till noon on 93 WIBC.
My name's Craig Landers. I'm a union laborer for Local 120, and I'm a member of the Veterans Steering Committee and been retired for 7 years.
For members of the Laborers International Union of North America, giving back is part of their commitment to the Indy community.
I like to help veterans and family downtown. Part of the building burnt down that housed the veterans that lived there. So we donated money to help out. They lost everything they had. I mean, they didn't have much. They lost what they did have.
When the Indy community needs help, LIUNA steps up.
People bring in clothes and shoes and food. We had a couple car shows and donated the proceeds to the Veteran Suicide Prevention.
This is Chris Bricky, Business Manager of Labor's Local 120. While all our members are skilled, highly trained men and women, we are also your friends, neighbors, Little League coaches, and volunteers here in Indy.
Pretty good to help them guys out. That's a good feeling to help people out.
We build Indy for good jobs and stronger communities. We are LIUNA Local 120.
Summers in Indy are great, but don't spend it painting. Do what your neighbor Don did. He called Rhino Shield.
Well, the home was built in 1948. Paint on the aluminum siding was peeling, and I couldn't find anyone who would repaint it until I called Rhino Shield.
Rhino Shield's better than paint. And the crew?
Painted all my aluminum siding, and I've got a front porch that runs the whole length of the house, and all the pillars and everything. And once they were gone, I couldn't even tell that they were there.
With Rhino Shield's 25-year transferable warranty, you'll never have to paint your home again. And right now, you can get 10% off the regular price.
Well, I've told a lot of people, do the Rhino Shield. It's really a great product, and if you don't want to paint the house, that would be the way to go.
Here's Rhino Shield's Shane Smith.
This offer is limited, so call me at 888-RHINO-41. That's 888-RHINO-41.
Don't paint.
Don't vinyl.
Go Rhino!
Traffic on the fives. What are you doing there, Matt Bear?
There's a crash on I-70 to the west of the 465 interchange on the west side out by the airport. Okay, so it's westbound, eastbound 70 to the west of 465. Left lane is blocked in both directions. Northbound 65 slow out of the north split to West Street. And then northbound 65 after MLK right there, White River Bridge. This is a breakdown blocking the left lane. No delay right now. South side in the construction. Northbound 65 slow after 465 up to the south split. And on the east side, northbound 465, stop and go traffic 70 up to Penn Pike. Traffic sponsored by B Window. Right now, B Window is extending their employee discount to you. Get 55% off all products and services, plus 18 months, no interest or payments. Trust local. Trust employee owned. Trust your home to bwindow.com. I'm Matt Bear with traffic on the fives. Follow us at WIBC Traffic.
71 degrees in the American Standard Cooling Weather Center. The time, I don't know why I said it like that. The time is 8:46.
Okay, raise your hand if you want to make your life a little bit easier. Great. Now raise your other hand if you like to be comfortable. Perfect. Now that you have both hands raised, imagine putting on your shoes. And that, folks, right there is your answer to an easier, more comfortable life. Go hands-free with Skechers Slip-ins. This is footwear you don't need your hands to put on. They can be raised in the air, and you can just step it and go. Why don't you experience what people can't stop talking about? Life-changing Skechers Slip-ins. Get your Slip-ins at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever stylish footwear is sold.
Sometimes an identity threat is a ring of professional hackers. And sometimes it's an overworked accountant who forgot to encrypt their connection while sending bank details.
I need a coffee.
And you need LifeLock, because your info is in endless places. It only takes one mistake to expose you to identity theft. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Later, tornadoes possible.
WIBC.com gives you more than just headlines. It's context, updates, and insight. Whether you're at work, on the move, or catching up late, the latest is already there. Stay in the know while you're on the go at WIBC.com.
The Attorney General's Office, reuniting Hoosiers with over $1 million in unclaimed property every week. Visit IndianaUnclaimed.gov or text Tony Katz to 46220 today.
Get happy. Look at me. I'm dancing. One arm, I'm dancing. Everybody. Look at this. Tony Katz at 93 WIBC. Good morning. Good to be with you. It's time to play America's favorite game. What the heck is that TV theme song? Here is how we play. Producer Carl picks a television theme song from yesteryear. I have to guess what it is. I'm allowed to phone a friend in Matt Bear who never gets it right. I'm allowed to utilize the chat room on the live stream to cheat, but no one needs a cheat for Susan Day. Just give me the ding right now, boo-boo. This is the theme to the Partridge Family. In the chat room, Alma's letting me know that David Cassidy was a hottie. If you're into that kind of thing, I went a different direction. But hey, you be you. I think that's what matters. A nice pick, man. Nice pick with the Partridge Family. Just makes you feel good. I did a little dance. Right there, if you're on the live stream, you saw it. And if you weren't on the live stream, well, that's going to get deleted. And don't forget to take a photo of yourself with a Payday candy bar and share it with us on the Twitter X. Myself and Matt in Traffic and WIBC. We are going to try and get Matt Bear to be a brand ambassador for all of Indiana, not just Central Indiana, for Payday. Because when you want a little nice snacky treat, Payday, Matt Bear approved.
It gets you going in the morning and the evening, for that matter.
Mornings, evenings. What about mid-afternoon?
Mid-afternoon, you just crunch a Payday, man, and you get that peanut goodness. Yeah.
What about weekends?
Oh, definitely on the weekends, man. You get to Payday, and you just want to just run through a brick wall. That's what I do.
Also, what about Jewish holidays?
Oh, I love the Jewish holidays and Payday. I have myself a Payday candy bar, and just be glad there's not pork in it.
Right. Pork free.
Yes.
Payday. Now, let me ask you a question. Can you celebrate St. Patrick's Day with a Payday?
Oh, you can celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Get yourself a cold one and have yourself a Payday. That's what I would recommend. It's not what I do, but it's what I'd recommend.
What about Arbor Day? How do you feel about
Arbor Day, grow a
Payday?
tree. Eat a Payday, grow a tree. That's, grow garden, urban garden, big tree in it.
Let me ask you a question. The Indianapolis 500, the greatest spectacle in racing, what is it without a Payday?
Well, I mean, I usually buy food from the vendors inside. I don't eat Payday at the Indianapolis 500. No, it's
doing a terrible job.
It's going to be melted. It's going to be melted in your hands, and people start licking your hands.
So you should have it in your car before you actually walk out to the track.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so
now if it's melted, a little bit melted already, well, then just dive into that Payday, man, and get yourself that peanut goodness. That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Somebody was asking if Payday is kosher. I don't think so. I do not think that Payday is kosher.
But it doesn't have pork.
No. It's pork free.
So it's good. It's good. It's legal.
One could argue that it has everything necessary to be kosher. That doesn't mean that it is kosher.
If you eat something that's not kosher, do you get in trouble?
From who?
Your God.
Does my rabbi come over and punch me in the face?
It could be your rabbi, could be God. I don't know.
Hasn't God punched me in the face enough? Honestly, Payday is probably low down on his list.
No.
So
yes.
I put into the search engine, is Payday kosher? And it literally took me to a website regarding Leviticus and Deuteronomy. I think they have a different view of Payday than I do.
In Revelations, it says.
So I'm just trying to check whether or not Payday is indeed kosher. I don't know. I don't think so. Hold on.
Try a bite, see if something happens.
Wait a second. There are Paydays from Israel that are kosher certified.
Bravo.
Oh!
Think of everything in Israel.
Oh, this could be Baruch Hashem. This is good.
L'chaim.
Ah, look at you. Look at you. You're one circumcision away from being our people. By the way, our next live event.
I get circumcised.
Oh, can we talk about live events? First of all, I mentioned earlier that the free stage, the Hoosier Lottery free stage at the State Fair, nice lineup. You got Three Dog Night on August 1st, the Disney Throwback DJ Night on August 2nd, Babyface August 6th, Melissa Etheridge on August 15th, but August 8th, Bill Murray. That Bill Murray and his Blood Brothers, that's the band, August 8th. That is going to be nuts. We should have everything at WIBC. There's a chance to win tickets, I think, and everything else. Parking, fare bucks. I think you get a snacky cake. I don't know what else they have. Here's the thing that's driving me nuts. This Thursday, Hammer and Nigel, live from the Caesar Sportsbook at Horseshoe, Indianapolis in Shelbyville. What? They're doing the show from a casino? We sent them to Carb Day, now they're at casinos. Do we want them to come back? That is nuts. If you are not watching Game 1 of the NBA Finals, the Pacers, the Oklahoma City Thunder, with Hammer and Nigel at the Horseshoe, on June 5th, I don't even know what you're doing. I don't know what's happening here. You bring your payday down there and you enjoy yourself the game with Hammer and Nigel.
Yeah.
But seriously, take a picture of yourself with the payday and tag Matt in Traffic and WIBC in that. We're going to make Matt a brand ambassador for payday. That's going to happen by the end of the week. That's going on. I'll catch you guys at noon. Matt Bear has traffic.
All right, we're out by the airport, looking at westbound, eastbound 70 to the west of the 465 interchange. Left lane closed.